Welcome to the Rugs to Riches show. Grab a drink and get comfortable. The live show is about to start.
What is going on, everybody? Hey, it's Goldwyn in the house, and of course, AG Crypto. That's me. I almost forgot who I was there for a second.
Story of your life, my man. Story of your life.
Drinking the hard stuff tonight. Liquid death.
Look at
I had to get some H2O in my system today. I think a little bit too much whiskey over the weekend's got me feeling kind of gross all day today.
Were you drinking hot toddies? Weren't you sick this weekend?
I was a little sick, so maybe that might be the problem. I had a few whiskey shots with some NyQuil, so maybe not the best decision. But I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good right now. Just gotta rehydrate myself. How you been doing, man? How was your weekend?
It was good. The weekend was pretty good. We're getting ready for a move, so we were cleaning up the garage a little bit. Made the kids organize all their junk that's in there, and we went shopping. We're going on a trip to Nevada for Christmas, so we have to buy like winter gear because we don't have any of that.
That's pretty cool. Nevada, huh?
Yeah, some friends of ours moved out there, so it's kind of their first Christmas away from everybody.
Are you going to Reno?
Yep, we're flying into Reno. They live about 30 minutes outside of Reno.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm trying to think what's cold in Nevada, but yeah, Reno's pretty cold. It's up in the mountains.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know that it's close to Lake Tahoe. It's close to Lake Tahoe, so I think that's where we're going skiing, well, the kids are going snowboarding. I'm not skiing anymore.
I'd like to see that. You got to videotape yourself a little selfie as you're going down the mountain skiing or snowboarding.
I'll try to get a selfie stick and try to do that. I used to ski a lot when I lived in Denver.
I heard you still ski in the bathhouses.
A shot ski, maybe.
A shot ski. So how did your Broncos do over the weekend?
They got destroyed, man. They got destroyed.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that.
Well, the only good part about it is the two people that were on the team that beat up on my Broncos were on my fantasy team, which they did really good. But in the end, Miami's defense has destroyed me.
You know what we should do next year? We should start a fantasy league right here on the show. Who is this imposter? We got Bank Teller in the house. What's going on, buddy?
Fresh is best. Fresh is best. Bank Teller, do you want to join us? We can send you a link.
Yeah, you can hop on. Oh, by the way, everyone, Zach is running a little late. He got what exactly did he call it? Booted?
Yeah, he was in Atlanta earlier visiting a friend, and his car got booted in a parking lot.
What the heck does that mean? Did he get like carjacked? Like
no, they put a big metal thing right on your tire so you can't drive anywhere.
Oh, so he parked illegally.
Well, I doubt Zach parked illegally. That's a big scam. They try to do that to us, and I think New Orleans. We were there for a weekend, and they tried to pull that stuff, saying we didn't put our money in the box. And
saying the government's trying to scam you?
No, it's usually individual parking lots. So I'm sure whoever owns the little boots probably gives the parking lot a kickback.
I see. All right, man. Well, you got some charts ready for us?
Sure.
All right. Let's jump into money lines.
Now let's take a look at the charts and see how the crypto market is looking this week with Goldwyn. This is Money Lines on the Rugs to Riches show.
All right, what do we got?
This first one's the total market cap for crypto. So the very top there is the highest we ever were. And then, so this green line right here is our next resistance zone. As you can see, we're in a not a rising wedge, but you can see we're trailing pretty up. We bounced off of that. I can't read what it says, but I think it's 1.6 trillion. So once we break through that and retest, then we'll be off to the races again. You can definitely tell that the bull run's starting. You can see from the left here going down. We bottomed out and then we slowly crabbed sideways, and then all of a sudden you can see this big spike running up to that 1.6 trillion. So that was that big run we had with BTC and Ethereum and all them, 2 weeks ago.
Is this a weekly chart?
This is daily chart.
This is daily. Okay.
Yeah. But as you can tell, we're moving pretty. We have a pretty sustainable rising run there. So very bullish, in my opinion. And if we break through that 1.6 trillion and retest that, then we'll hold that as support again. But all in all, the total market cap's looking pretty good.
So what do you think we're bouncing off that red line? Or not yet, not quite.
Is it already? Yeah. So that's the trend line. So you can see all those little bumps over there over the last month or so, where it goes up a little bit, comes down, makes support, and that's just the human nature. When we come, all the bots and everything, everybody draws. That's a typical trend line. So everybody draws that, and that's when they have all their little buy orders. So when the market comes down a little bit, they buy and it pushes it back up.
Okay. What else you got?
Well, BT's grinding, trying to get our contracts set up, so that's good. So BT, we would love to have you come on anytime. Open mic, you're welcome. Anytime you want to come on with us.
Yeah, I'm curious. So when are you going to have these governance contracts ready? You think we'll have them ready by Wednesday?
Well, you said they were ready. Twitter Spaces them today, so that would be good.
Yeah,
Twitter Spaces and then launch them. That would be pretty awesome. That'd be big hype too. Could you imagine how much elephant would be sold during that hour if you came on and said that?
Government launch in 3, 2, 1, boom!
It's a hardware exclusive there, BT. We'll give you an hour hype before you launch.
So I've been seeing a lot of news lately about what January 10th, the Bitcoin ETF might be coming out.
In January? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, no, I've been hearing January 10th. So I'm wondering if we're going to have a sell-off, like we're buy the rumor, sell the news. So because eventually, I mean, I don't know what chart this is, but I mean, things have been going up. Okay, BTC, yeah, okay. It just looks like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like we're getting a little overheated.
Well, no, it's ironic that you say that, because if you look at the dates down below, that 2024. So I don't know if I don't know what I did there. What did I do? Oh, new slides. All right. So January 10th would put us higher in this wedge again. And when you're talking about how breaks happen, so you see the yellow line, that's creating the bottom of the trend line. So you have two trends here, right? So this is BTC, and again, this is the daily chart. So that's over a year of charting. But we have two trends here. You have the red line, that's the hard trend, the longer trend. And then as it turned up, you have that yellow line that's creating another wedge. So the wedge it'll tighten up and coil up as it bounces off the yellow and the green as it gets closer and closer to the edge, and then it'll go one way or the other. It'll either explode down and come all the way back down to that red line, and then it'll start coiling again. But January 10th will put it pretty close to the end of that yellow and green line, so it could explode up there. That'd be nice. Patrick said January 14th.
The 14th. So, what day is the 14th? I've been hearing the 10th.
Well, let's see. 14th would be a Sunday. 10th would be a Wednesday. So Wednesday would make a little more sense.
Yeah. Patrick, come on, man.
I watch it be the 14th, and he'll be like, "Told you." But that's interesting because I hadn't heard anything about that. So you saying that would put us really close to the end point of that yellow and green wedge there. So that would be pretty neat. So let's hop into, I think elephant is next. So this is a 4-hour chart, I believe. So
now, before we jump into that, do you actually think they're going to release the Bitcoin ETF in January, or do you think it'll be further out in the year?
To be honest with you, I haven't been following it that much. I mean, other than what I'm hearing from everybody else. So it's going to happen. Why not the 14th? Earlier in the year, that would kick us off for sure. I mean,
well, I'm just saying, part of me feels like it's just way too early. Because every time we hear this, it never comes true.
But
they always push it back, or they say there's something wrong. So I don't know. I just feel like if the bull run's really supposed to be in 2025, maybe they push it out till this summer.
No, I don't think the happening is in June, I believe. So the ETF coming, that would make a little bit of sense. That it come in that January, about 4 months before. That would actually. You don't think so?
No, I don't know. It just seems, I don't know. I hope it does, but I don't know. I just feel like I get my hopes up too much, and then nothing ever pans out the way I imagine it.
Well,
That's
I don't know.
crypto,
That is crypto. We had the big run up the last time, because we talked last week about, what was it, the CDCC, the Fidelity got their ETF on the CDCC, which I thought that was like a 90 or 120 day.
It wasn't a spot ETF though, was it?
Yeah, I think Fidelity's was. And that CDCC is like a clearinghouse, and they have to get listed there within. And then I thought it was like 90 or 120 for the actual approval method. Patrick probably more than that. Patrick, let us know. I'm fumbling through this. What am I saying wrong here?
Yeah, Patrick, go ahead and answer that question, and then I'm going to have to fact check you. All right. Sorry for interrupting. Let's go to your next slide.
Yeah, next one is elephant. So we have a pretty hard ceiling right there, really hard resistance at the 34-cent mark. We have a couple lines here. The green line that goes from left to right on my screen. Is it left to right on your screen?
Yes.
Going down? Okay.
Yeah, it's going
down.
What
that is, that's the long-term trend line, right? So that was where we made our second top at the 58 cents or something. That's the question. Yeah, damn quarterback on Philly. Did he play? Who's that? Who's the Hurts? Is Hurts playing?
I don't know.
Only because that's the quarterback against me in my fantasy championship game, or not championship, but playoff game today. So we have two trend lines. We have a local trend line, that's that light blue trend line, and then you have the green trend line. The green trend line is what we want to break, because that's the long-term trend line, the long-term downtrend trend line. Okay. Can't say that fast. My vodka's kicking in. Sorry.
Well, that seems like a pretty far distance to get to the green trend line. We're not even to the blue one yet.
It's not. I mean, if you look right here, where the yellow crosses the green, that's 34 cents. So it's, it looks big, but it's really not. Yeah, it's really not that. You got to remember, this is I'm trying to see. Oh, this is a 1 hour chart. So this is a pretty zoomed in chart. But yeah, so that green line is the important thing. Once we can break that with volume, again, I know that BT's probably face planning, saying that we can't use the typical
you
TA
can't chart
on Elephant. Yeah. Oh, you can't TA on Elephant. And what TA is it's human nature. And since right now we're not Bertha, especially if you look at the blue wedge there, that blue wedge has been when Bertha has been turned off. So that's 100% human nature. So you can see that as we rose up, we hit that blue line and we bounced off it. And then you can actually see how it kind of skates as it trends down, and then it really rejected off it. But then again, it was going towards that red line is the long-term downtrend line. So that's our floor. That's the long-term floor. And then it made a new higher high. So that's really good. We had a higher low. So you can see the beginning of the blue wedge where we had all that volume. So that made our local low. We went up, came down, and then it bounced again off that blue line. Well, that blue line wasn't there. That bounce actually created that second blue line.
So how long was Bertha turned off from buying coins? Does it show that on the chart?
No, but I think we're at 10 days. So that, I think right there at the, see where that volume and the big drop off ended? That's like the December 4th. So right about then, that's 2 weeks. So I think we were a little bit, I think we'd already created our local bottom there. But the most impressive thing to me is since Bertha's been off, we haven't been dropping. We've been grabbing sideways, which is really awesome because, I mean, until that point, we had 8 weeks of horrible sell-off from the humans. You know, I mean, I think we were talking, I think we figured out it was like 56 trillion over 8 weeks that sold back into the LPs. So that's really good. So once Bertha comes back online, we're going to punch through that green line and we'll be off to the races. Be green candles printing every day.
I can't wait for that. I've got like 3 or 4 people that have been messaging me, asking me, "Hey, what's going on with Elephant? You kept telling me it was, you know, it was going to go up." I'm like, "It is, man. It's got pullbacks. It's not designed to go straight up. You know,
yeah,
give it time."
That's the humanity, and that's why we want Bertha to have control of the tokens, right? You know, because she sells, but she doesn't dump, right? She sells to pay her liabilities, but she doesn't dump. And that's the big thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. You know, when Bitcoin goes up, I feel like the rest of the market doesn't go up until like a few days later when people start taking profits from Bitcoin, moving them down. So I don't know, because we're not ranked properly on market coin or market cap or whatever. Yeah, whatever it's called. I feel like because of that, we're kind of left out and people don't forget about us. They don't know who we are or where we're at. And the people that do know about us, you know, oh, they're looking at the charts and looking at CoinGecko and trying to see where the next big play is. So we definitely need to get on that. Yeah.
It goes in phases. So you have Bitcoin pumps first, and then the major alts like ETH and BNB and the top 10 coins or whatever, they'll pump second, and then after that, then it's redistribution. Bitcoin, major alts, and then the minor alts. They'll all pump in that fashion. So we have our last one. It's Trunk. So this one, again, we have a major trend line, that blue trend line, and that starts at about 20 cents. So to the left of the screen, you see we dropped and we made our actual bottom. That's that bottom red line. That's at 7.7 cents. And then we bounced all the way up to 11.5, and that kind of made our ceiling there. I think that's green at the very top of the screen. And then we've just been kind of grabbing sideways. But again, this is all human. This entire chart, Bertha hasn't been doing her thing. So, you know, so now you can see people are just kind of grinding, and it's just slowly but surely bleeding down. I don't think we'll go below that 7.7. Is that 7.7 or is that? No, I don't even think so. I think that's not even the lowest of the lows. Yeah, 9.2. So you had the very low of 7.7. We popped up to that 11-cent mark. It actually went to 11.5, came back down and made a higher low at 9.2 cents. Again, ran up, tested that ceiling of that 11 cents, and then sold off again, made another higher low, and then ran back up again, hit that ceiling. And then since we hit that ceiling, then we've just been grinding. But again, this entire chart is with Bertha off. So this is just humans buying and selling. You know.
Well,
And
how
so
much?
now you,
As soon as he turns that back on, what do you think it's going to do at that point?
I
don't think
think that. Good.
I was going to say I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference right away.
I think it will.
No, I think
Sorry,
you're wrong.
that's quite possible. I've been on to, if you look at our last video, I was completely wrong. And actually our last video was above that yellow line. We broke through that. But here's the reason why I think it'll help. Because right now everybody's like, oh, it's not going to help. Well, the second he flips the switch and people see that the Bertha is buying and burning, now people are going to know that it's deflationary. Right now, it's deflationary because we've been told it's deflationary, right? So right now, we're just all believing in BT, which he hasn't lied to us. You know, when he says stuff, that's usually what happens. You know, so until he flips the switch and says, yeah, it's burning, and people see it on chain. Once people see it on chain, then they're going to really ape it. Because right now you have people that are waiting, and they expect it to go lower. You know, before Stampede flipped to Trumpet, you know, we were saying, what did I say? I called less than 5 cents, right? I thought
Yeah,
the dump would be, bigger. You know, and it stopped at 7.7, and then it immediately in half a day, I think that was 6 hours, it ran all the way up to 11.5 cents. You know,
yeah, it didn't stay at 7 very long.
It didn't, and I missed it. It actually happened in about 45 minutes. I was watching, and then I went to Discord and I got in a conversation with somebody in Discord. And all of a sudden, you texted me and said it was on. I missed it by 45 minutes. It was crazy.
Which I thought you were on. I thought you were on top of that too. I thought I missed it.
Dude, I had been waiting all day. My employers aren't watching, but I may have not done too much work that morning. You know, but yeah. So again, you know, I know this might look bad. We're in a localized downtrend, but that's all human. That's humans, right? Some people are just now still moving their trunk over from Stampede to Trumpet and then selling. And a lot of this is well games too. So now you can see that the well games are kind of petering out. And I think once BT flips the switch and people know it's deflationary, I think FOMO is going to kick in. I mean, I think you might be right. I don't know that Bertha buying and burning is going to make that drastic of a impact right off the bat, but people are going to make the impact.
Yeah. Now I did see in the chat that in the Elephant Money Telegram group chat that BT said that he was going to do 50% of the trunk that he buys will be burnt. The other 50% will buy Trumpet, and then he'll burn that.
That's pretty good. Are we doing BT? Are you still in? Are you doing 3%? Because I believe 3% APR was going to redeem / trunk trunk peg support and one other thing. So I think it was 3% before. So if it was 3% before, then that means that Trumpet's actually rising or has more APR than it had going into the transition. So 50,
really?
50 is pretty good. Yeah, it was only 1%. So if it stays at 3%, and it's 50%, so that's 1.5%. So that should raise the APR even more.
Now, what do you think the reason is behind burning half the trunk versus putting all of it into Trumpet and then burning Trumpet?
Because when you put the trunk into Trumpet, it doesn't burn it. So to make it deflationary, the trunk that is bought has to be burned.
Okay. So I was thinking once you put it into Trumpet and then you burnt the Trumpet, you can't get access to that. So that's pretty much burning it, like throwing it away.
No, it's access because it goes to all the other users. So when Bertha burns the Trumpet, that raises the ratio faster, right? So there's 3 ways the ratio raises. When somebody buys 5% of their purchase, raises the ratio, and that goes to all the people that are already in the contract, right? When somebody sells, 5% is taken. That goes to everybody else that's still in the contract. And then by Bertha minting, and then burning the trumpet, that's 100% that goes to that ratio. So it's like 20x more powerful for Bertha to buy, mint, and burn than somebody just buying and selling. Well, it would be 10% for buying and selling, 20% for a buy or a sell.
So you're saying buying the 50%, burning it, and then using the other 50% and buying the trumpet and burning it is probably the best bet?
I thought it was going to be more like a 65-35 split is what I thought. I thought 65% was going to go to the burn and 35% the trumpet.
So do you like the 50 better, 50-50?
I do, because I have trumpet. So that, and what that does is that gives benefit to the trumpet holders. So that's how they're getting their value back. So like if you were a old time, OG Stampede person and you minted for $1, which I did, you did, right? So that's how we're going to get our value back, is from that 50% mint and burn. So that's going to move the needle, right? Because we've been stuck at that 251 ratio for a week now. So we've been at 251. So once he starts burning that, before the migration, you were clearing your 10% buy and sell tax in about 30 days. So if you were using, Trumpet as your savings account for trunk, yes, you bought. So if you bought at, January 1st, by February 1st, you could sell and be even. So by March 1st, you were even, 10% ahead, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, that was before the migration. What's different between then and now? I mean, the migration happened. It was like a week of a lot of people dumping money in and boosting the price up of Trumpet. But now that's slowed down. So, I mean,
what's the difference? The difference being is, with an up-only contract, the more money that is in the contract, the slower the slower the percentage is going to help impact the price, right? Because right now there's let's call it 80 million trunk in there, right?
Okay.
So to move the needle on 80 million trunk, I would have to, put $1 million or $1 million trunk in there, and then 5% of that is what, 50,000? So 50,000 is getting redistributed between 80 million. That's a very, very small number, right?
So you're saying the APR is going to slow down?
Well, it won't, because the Bertha is buying more now than she was before.
Well, right? Until then,
yeah, the APR is probably, if you actually or if you saw the correct APR right now, just from buying and selling taxes, it's probably 3 or 4%. Maybe, I don't know. That's a number I just pulled out of my ass. I don't know. I haven't done that kind of math.
Yeah.
But as Cryptozoa said, if you're holding trunk for any reason, trumpet, it should be a trumpet, 100%. What I was trying to tell people before is, you're going to hold trumpet and do one of two things. You're going to try to swing trade it using these trend lines, or you're going to save it, and if you're just going to save it and hold it because you see the value proposition. I mean, hell, we were assuming that the educated guess is there's 120 million trunk, right? We know there's not going to be any more. It's only going to go down from that. Maybe there's a little more. Maybe there's 125 million.
No, I think there's 103 or 105.
But not all of the trunk has moved over from Stampede, or there's still people that have money in the staking contract that's been there, that got shut down. Somebody had 800,000 trunk in the staking contract.
Is that still there?
Somebody knows. I don't know. EMH was tracking that. We need to get EMH on the show. I reached out a couple times. Maybe Zach can reach out to him.
Well, I heard last time I heard he had some type of family issue or something.
Yeah. Well, I wish him the best. I hope whatever it is he pulls through.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I just heard that was why he wasn't putting out too many new videos.
Yeah.
So I wonder where Zach's at.
He was driving back from Atlanta with his boot. He's driving like this.
Tearing up his car. So did you listen to the oh, I forgot her name now. The female movie star.
Oh, Darcy.
Layla.
No, I actually didn't catch that.
You didn't?
I
That's
didn't.
pretty good.
I know it was right at that time where I pick up my kids, and then this weekend was a blur, so I just didn't get to it this weekend. So
Yeah, it was pretty good.
What was the alpha?
So the alpha that I heard was that they're going to have a few different conferences, little meetups. What are you drinking? What is that?
This one is. Have you tried these?
No, I don't know what it is. What is it?
Do you watch your weight? Smirnoff Ice Zero.
I watch it getting bigger, getting heavier.
This is zero sugar Smirnoff. Reach out. Let's go. Product placement.
I do like Smirnoff. Smirnoff Ice. It tastes like Sprite.
Yeah.
For
so
me.
that's actually what I'm drinking in this cup is the Smirnoff, is the raspberry Smirnoff. That's all my calories. Those are my carbs for the day.
Just mountain water for me.
Yeah. Do you like? I like that. Is that the?
It's the first time I tried it.
Oh, it's not. Is that the flat one or the sparkling one?
No, the flat. I don't like the sparkling.
I don't like sparkling either.
I hate it. Yeah, but I saw it and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Yeah. I don't know if it's just sink water that they're labeled mountain water, but it's all right. It's in a can. It's edgy.
Well, they did that so they can kill plastic. That's what the death part is, the liquid death. They actually have a lot of cool, if you look at their packaging, how they're like, if you get a case of it, like cutouts and stuff, specific manners. It's pretty neat. I watched a little blurb on them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have good marketing. I mean, when I walked down the aisle at Walmart, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Let me try this."
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a little pricey, but I mean, so everything is nowadays. But
yeah. But yeah, going back to that. So the alpha that I heard was a few different meetups, small meetups throughout the year. So I don't know what he meant by that. So I'm guessing maybe he was going to maybe host a little get together at different events that aren't elephant related, like little meetups. Like maybe if you're going to besides the Bitcoin conference, like a Ethereum conference or something like that, maybe we'll do a elephant meetup, while we're there or something. That's what I gathered from that. But then the big news was elephant conference was going to go in Nashville during the Bitcoin conference, which I thought was kind of a smart play because
it's a super smart play.
Yeah, especially in the beginning. I mean, eventually, I don't think it should be the same time as the Bitcoin conference, but as it's growing, the ecosystem's growing, and we're trying to branch out and each one teach one. I think that's probably the smartest option for us to just, everyone there in Nashville at that time is going to be crypto related.
Yep.
So go ahead, get them in. He said they're going to have free shuttles to shuttle us from the Bitcoin conference to the Elephant conference, which the Elephant conference is going to be a music festival, 2 days.
Nice.
Yep. He said he was going to have some Slipknot and Korn.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Bullshit. No way. I'm calling bullshit right now.
Now, who do you think he's going to have?
I don't know, but it's not Slipknot and Korn.
You CBT on stage.
Are we
moshing out?
Are we
throwing some elbows?
Piggybacking on? Are we piggybacking on a music festival?
No. From what he said was that he teamed up with a partner of his or a friend that he met that actually hosts and manages these music festivals. And I guess that particular date, there's nothing going on. and the guy owns the land to where the music festivals normally are held in Nashville.
Nice.
So the guy he partnered with owns the land, has all the connections with the music people, has the tents, the stage, all that. From what I understood during his little, brief alpha.
Nice.
So it was
Well,
pretty cool.
You heard it here second.
I'm sure everyone that's on here has already listened and heard it, except for you. You haven't.
Yeah. No, I didn't. That's in January, right? Or June? July. It's in July.
July. I think it's in July.
So it's July 26th, 7th, and 8th, which is good because I have a big cruise in July. So
you said July what?
26th, 27th, and 28th. That's when the Bitcoin conference is. So
when's your cruise?
It's the beginning of the month.
Okay, so you can make it.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Well, then let's 100%. Do it. Let's do it. The two of us. Let's go do that. We'll get Zach to go.
Zach's gonna be there. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. We need to we're gonna get to Bertha. Listen, we all got to be in that little blow up Bertha thing.
That or the yellow suit.
Live streaming. Ooh, we can all be in suits like Zach wants us to be. What color are you gonna be? What color is your suit gonna be?
I don't know. I have to see.
It had to be the green one, right? Trunks green.
Well, then what are you gonna do?
Oh, I did the black and white one for the NFTs.
No, you get the rainbow one for the NFTs.
Listen, I'm secure in my manhood. I could rock a rainbow.
My name's Goldwyn in my MIDI colors.
Ooh, I could get a gold suit.
There you go. Yeah, you wear the gold one for Goldwyn.
AG is silver, so it can be a silver suit.
Yeah. But no, for real, let's plan it up. Let's go to Atlanta when we can meet up there at the airport.
Why would you just fly to Nashville? Why would you go to Atlanta?
Because
you know how far Atlanta is from Nashville?
No. How far? What?
Like 4-6 hours, something like that.
Okay. All right. So
we'll meet unless we want to do this. If we want to meet Zach in Atlanta and do some live streaming or do some recording like all together, like the day before or whatever, and then we can all cruise up there.
Well, okay, I'll make it easier because I'm in Tampa.
Yeah.
And you're in Destin.
Yeah.
And he's in Atlanta. Yep. So why don't you and I fly to Nashville? Zach drives, and then we don't have to get an Uber because Zach will just pick us up from the airport, and we'll just bum around, the three of us.
Sounds good.
There it is, Zach.
He'll probably fly too.
No.
I wanted to see how far it was.
Check it out. Yeah, he lives on north. 4.5. Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. He'll drive. We'll pay for the gas. We'll buy him dinner, and he can be our little chauffeur. I wonder what kind of car he has. He reminds. I bet he's got a Prius.
He doesn't have a Prius.
How do you know?
I don't know. I don't know what Zach drives.
Zach, I think he's got a Prius.
He drives a Toyota Camry. That's my guess.
So we both say Toyota.
That's true. We both say Toyota. We're probably way off. He's going to drive like a Jeep Grand Cherokee or something crazy.
F-350 or something.
Chat, what do you think Zach drives? Put it in the comments. He's going to be joining us here any minute, so put it in the comments so we can see who is right. So,
yeah.
AG said a Prius. I said a Corolla. Or no, did I say Camry or Corolla? Which one did I say? I'm going with Camry.
I think you're going with Camry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe it's a hybrid.
Ooh,
Tesla.
God, that's smart. Shit.
I didn't think about that.
Damn it. I bet Patrick's right.
He probably is because didn't Zach say that?
He bought all that Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably right. He nailed it. Good call.
Yeah. Good call. I asked Zach, I said, I was like, how did you make it in crypto? How did you quit your job and become a crypto influencer? He goes, well, I bought a lot of Tesla stock.
He did.
I
Have
was
you ever
like,
seen
hey,
his
that's not
video?
crypto. Yeah.
A white Porsche take on. I like it.
It's too funny.
So, have you ever watched any of Zach's old videos? Like really old
Uh,
when he first started?
not the videos, but the shorts.
Yeah. So he talked about what he did when he first started working. He bought one share of Tesla every week,
Mm.
and then but I mean, so back then it was.
Well, what was the share? Like $200 back then?
Ooh, it depends on when he was buying, but no, but that would have been pre split. So
Yeah.
it split twice.
Well, I know I was buying options of Tesla, and they were like, I think the stock was like, I don't know, $300, and it fell. Now I lost my option trades, so I lost all my money, and then literally like 3 days later, it skyrocketed and went to like 1,000. And I was like, what the heck, man?
I can tell you exactly. I was buying. That was actually really before I got into to crypto real heavy. Hey, Money Man in the house. Welcome, Money Man. Welcome, Brent. I know I saw
What's
you.
going on?
You know what? I missed a bunch of people. Brent is looking forward to. There's our guy.
What is going on?
Hello. How you guys doing this evening?
Pretty
Hey,
good.
hold
Hey,
on, Money Man. Money Man, what kind of car does Zach drive? We've been asking the.
yeah, Zach, don't answer yet.
Don't answer
We got
yet.
bets.
We have four answers at the moment.
Oh gosh. Let's see who's hot and cold.
So I said a Prius. I bet you're driving a Prius.
Uh-huh.
And Goldwyn said a Camry.
Uh-huh.
Patrick said a Tesla.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Brent said a Porsche Taycan.
Ooh. Uh-huh.
Ooh, Money Man says a Chevy Colorado.
Y'all are close. Someone's close in there. It's a little sporty. It's a little sporty.
A little sporty, huh? Chevy Volt.
Is it a Corolla Sport?
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
screen share.
no screen share right now. I'm gonna pull it up of my own. But I have a 2012 Audi R8.
Oh,
Audi R8. Oh, so you're saying I wasn't even close?
So, Brent, the Porsche Taycan. That's the SUV Porsche, right?
No, I'm just playing with you guys. I'm pulling your leg. All my money's in elephant money and other cryptos.
So what are you driving?
I got a 2017 Ford Fiesta.
Ford Fiesta. Oh, I was close.
Prius is closest. Prius was closest.
Yeah,
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's about time for an upgrade, though. I've got a niece. She's 16 now, and I'm thinking about maybe giving her my car as her first car.
Oh, that's pretty nice of you.
Yeah.
Actually,
been helping her drive. She gets mad at my brother helping her out, says, gets frustrated a little bit, but I'm the cool big uncle, the cool chill uncle. So she wants to learn how to
be
drive
the cool uncle if you give her a car.
Yeah, right. That might be nice too.
For real.
How you guys been this evening? Sorry for showing up fashionably late. I'm sure you guys informed you about my dealings with the oh my goodness, the booters down in I was in Atlanta visiting a friend, and they it's so funny, man. There's this app, it's called Park Mobile. It's like I guess you download. It's for different parking complexes. I just went to the website, logged in my account, put the parking information, all that mess. It says you have a 3-hour free parking. I was like, great, I'm gonna be here for about 2 hours. Awesome. We're up in my friend's apartment, and he's on the 22nd floor, and we're on the balcony, and he has binoculars. So we're like looking at all the city and stuff.
So you're like, look at this guy getting towed.
Look at this guy. And look, he looks down, he says, oh my, you got booted. I was like, no, man, I did the 3-hour free parking. I did the Park Mobile, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, enhance. And he gave them to me. I was like, are you kidding me? And it was $75. And it took him like 45 minutes to show up. And I was like, no, I'm trying to get on the podcast, but it all works out.
You still had to
Such a
pay, even
scam.
though you showed him the app.
Yeah, that
You know?
guy, he's like, app,
He didn't
what?
give
He
a
doesn't
shit.
know.
Yeah.
He's the next henchman down the line. Yeah, there's no
He didn't give two
explanation. There's
shits.
no
Well,
debate.
that is kind of
Oh.
messed up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. If you look up as well, this is a thing we can
It re-
talk about as a news
is.
item that's not related to crypto, but actually in Atlanta, there's these ladies. They wear like pink ski mask, but they go
Mhm.
around and unboot people. They have the tool
Nice.
and they, like vigilantes. Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, that shit's a scam. I think we were in New Orleans, and they tried to pull that shit because they still had the thing where you put your money in the actual slot.
Yeah.
So you fold up your dollar bills and like
Yeah.
fours
Mhm.
and slide it in the slot.
Yeah.
And yeah, then they did that shit to us, and we made them open the thing, and it was in there.
Yeah.
Like, no, open that thing. It's pretty cool.
You know what's funny? I actually tried to pull up because right when it happened, at first, before acceptance is all like, what the heck? I did this. I got an eyewitness. I pulled up the website and it did one of those things where it was like, oh, this web page is no longer available. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't screenshot or
You got rugged.
Like, you didn't use. I got rugged.
You got rugged.
I swear, man. Every time you leave the house, it's $100, and I stop for gas. Then got man, it's crazy out there. Gotta get that futures up. Speaking of futures, segue in.
Yeah,
there you go, Zach.
Yeah.
Look what you missed.
What's going on, BT? What's he saying? Grinding, my friends, and running out of the days before the year is over. I always listen to you guys live or after while I'm cranking away. The herd appreciates you. Thank you, Tony. We appreciate you. Shout out to BT.
Yeah.
This is we want to be here without you, man. Yeah.
We tried to get him to send a link to him while you were out so he could fill in for you.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's big shoes to fill in, but I think he could fill those shoes for me. I think he could do it.
Yeah. All right, you got your screen pulled up? Let's
let me go
some futures strategy.
Yeah. Made me fumble through my money lines earlier.
Yeah, I made you fumble through.
I'll get better at it. I'll get better at it.
The alcohol made you fumble through it.
The Vicodin made me fumble through it.
Yeah. I don't have any images.
Party animal.
I don't have any images to show, unfortunately, for some futures written out. That would have been great right now. I do have some news articles I could share if we wanted to jump to that, or we can save that.
Oh, that's fine. I thought you had the calculator.
Yeah, I can pull up the calculator if you want to go through that. Let me do that.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. That's a better idea, honestly. We can go through some different strategies live, step by step. That's a great idea. I'll show you guys my favorite one too. That's an interesting one. Give me a moment here.
So I'd like to go.
Zach, do you use the new calculator, or do you still use the older one?
I prefer Crypto2's original one. I do like the newer one. It's kind of I prefer the more complex, the one that gives you the more advanced options, because I like to do the custom strategy one. But the new one I haven't played around as much. How about yourself? Which one do you prefer?
I use the original. I haven't gotten into because I do the same thing. I tinker and I move $5 here and flip flop and do all that stuff. So I like the power of the original one.
Yeah.
Or while you're pulling that up, I do have some breaking news with Elephant that I want to kind of talk to you guys about. It's kind of already on the thumbnail. You guys might have already seen it. Let's get into it. I just like that little video. So, what is fresh capital to you guys?
Oh, I hope ET's still in. Fresh
capital.
Fresh.
Yeah, this is going to be a little spicy right here.
Yeah.
In the comments, folks, what's fresh capital?
So
I think the confusion is if you withdraw from futures, let's say you withdraw $500, right? And then you spend $300 on your bills and you have $200 left in your account. And then when it's time to compound, if you use that $200, that's not considered fresh capital.
Correct.
So what I heard, I'm not even kidding you, 1,000 times in the last 48 hours on Discord is if I pull that $500 out and I put it in my bank account, right? And then I deposit $200 from my bank account. It doesn't matter if that $200 came from the $500 or it came from my paycheck. It's 200 is 200. And I can't disagree with them. I think the big thing is at least what SK said is over the life, you need to compound with more capital that you didn't withdraw, if that makes sense. But I'm still confused because when you withdraw, it comes off of your liabilities. Your total deposits go down. It comes off your liabilities. Bertha doesn't know that money anymore. Now it's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is, BT's message to the herd is, don't feed Bertha what she poops out. All right. So, right. There's, that's a very image, full of imagery there. But, it comes to a point that, as you're mentioning right now, right, where does the system differentiate the fresh capital and not, as the title of this stream suggests? I think it all goes back to what Elephant Money's superpower is, and that's liquidity, right? Liquidity is king. The more liquidity you have in a project, that is the lifeblood, that is the heartbeat, that is the what makes the project live for tomorrow. Projects live and die on the amount of liquidity they have. And so ultimately, I think when it comes to this discussion, it's a question of, are you, as the average herd member, the player in the Elephant Money ecosystem, are they essentially helping Bertha, build up and continue to help the supply shock happen with the elephant token by adding fresh capital, meaning capital not earned through the ecosystem? If they are doing that action, right, that allows the whole ecosystem to expand. If it's only simply money derived from the ecosystem, despite it, like you mentioned, it takes away from your liabilities after you claim, it takes away, that you're still inherently recycling funds within the ecosystem. Maybe it's better because, yes, you now have a larger, debt owed to you by recycling funds that are inherently within the system. But once again, that's not scaling outside capital. That's not bringing in fresh liquidity. I think that is what the crux of the whole argument is. If we all sat here and we all sold our NFTs and bought elephant and then sold our elephant and bought and compounded futures, and we all just did that without bringing in outside capital, the system fundamentally, would piddle along for a while, but it would not grow and not sustain. And Bertha will do her thing where, she might not grow as fast as she needs to. And, not I'm saying like that, but she's not going to perform as the system's intended. I think it's just,
that makes sense.
That's my big picture. Sorry, that's a lot there, but that's what I think.
You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, basically.
I think, but I think there's a difference, right? I think there's a difference and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is where you can enlighten me. I think it's different that if you're collecting your elephant rewards from your NFTs, you're selling that back to the liquidity pool and then using that to compound your futures. I can see where that's different.
What new wealth did you introduce into the system? You didn't. You simply transmuted one debt to another, and that's the crux of it. There's no growth. It's simply a one liability debt transformed into another.
That I agree with. Okay, I agree. I agree with if you're scalping your elephant and going in that way, if you're using your NFT rewards,
essentially every time a Elephant Money herd member takes their profit or revenue and uses it to further increase what the system owes them, they mint new NFTs, they compound with futures. You're essentially saying, my account, Elephant owes me $100,000 right now, or whatever it is, $20,000, and by buying a new product or a new or compounding, whatever, right, you're increasing. Now Elephant owes me, $21,000. So the whole argument, just to put it back, is it's fundamentally recycling the funds and trading who owes what, the debts of the system. So I think, but sorry, yeah, if you want to add in there, it's just that's what I think the crux of the argument is. Are we growing, or are we just, are we just running in place?
Well, there was that deal with the flywheel where everyone was promoting, get into futures, take your profits from futures, buy NFTs, and then take your profits from your NFTs.
I'm guilty of that. That's something I've done, and I have in the past, and something I will do, I think, in the future with certain parts of mine. I think every participant will in some, let's be honest here. If you make some money in futures, you're going to buy an NFT maybe, right? I think fundamentally, right, the system can still handle that behavior, but I think the argument is it's not rowing together. It's not expanding this protocols. It's furthering your involvement in the protocol on an individual level, but it's not furthering the adoption of each, on a bigger scale.
Right. And maybe I'm asking my question incorrectly. I get that. I get skimming your elephant. I get selling your NFT rewards. I get selling your trumpet because it is appreciated and doing that stuff. My point is, whenever I withdraw from futures, that's lowering the overall liabilities, and now that's my money, right? And so now if I'm using that to compound, I'm now putting it back into the system, and now Bertha is using that money that I'm putting back in to build up her purse again. So that's where I see where I'm confused. Like, I understand I'm getting rewards for, I'm going to put it in quotation marks, for free, because I did buy the NFT, but I see that taking those rewards, selling them to basically the LP pool, and then propagating myself. I get that too, but I'm still losing an asset to propagate here. I follow you on that. My point is, with futures, if I'm taking that money out, and now let's just say, for example, all right, my house bills. Let's say my house bills are $1,000 a month. In that house bill, I have $200 earmarked for my futures. My future compound is part of my $1,000 of debt or monthly bills, right? If I'm doing a 721 compound schedule or whatever you want, where I claim 7 days, the goal is to get to $1,000, right? And now I'm taking that $1,000 that I'm using and paying my bills. Well, one of my bills for the month is compounding my futures. So we're saying that I'm taking my bill money, but I'm not,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, Zach, if I want to be eventually, independent and not have to rely on a 9-to-5 job, I want to retire with crypto. I was under the impression that futures would be my way to pay all my bills and how I could live without having, and that's, kind of not the idea of what we're BT's trying to promote. Not bring fresh capital, but if I can live off of crypto and not have a day job, 9-to-5, then that gives me the opportunity to do this, or to better each one, teach one, to bring in more people to the ecosystem, which will eventually help everything. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that goal of trying to live off of my futures account? And part of like what Goldwyn's saying is, $200 every month or every 2 weeks from whatever I profit, throw it back in there.
Yeah, I totally agree with that plan. If that's how the system is designed and has that option, then I'm of the opinion and the philosophy for decentralized finance is power to the players, it's power to the people. So if such a strategy exists in which you can do that, more power to you. However, like you were just mentioning, are you becoming more of a liability or an asset to the herd? And if, like you mentioned, hey, now I'm using this to educate and etc., you're bringing more money into the protocol, then so be it. But ultimately, I think that's the idea with futures. Much like people may save up for a retirement account or invest in real estate, building passive income, or dividend invest in stock investing. That's what has been iterated over and over time, that it's a supplement to your income. So until it reaches that point where you have that capital, then I think you should just continue to use it as a vehicle to build wealth. But I totally agree. I see what you're saying. You want to be able to live full time off futures, and I think as long as that 200 compound exists, then you can do as you need to, but under the understanding that you're just propagating that.
I think the big thing is we want to be good players, right? And I think that most people, right? I don't think that, I would say 95% of the herd want to be good players, right?
Yeah.
They just want to know what is, and I think what we all thought, we were striving for with futures is, and it might still be that way. I don't know.
Yeah, nothing's
It's kind
changed.
of
That's
that
the
weird.
big thing as well. The next month, when the next big thing is where is the talk of the town, we'll forget. But like, sorry to interrupt, but go ahead.
No,
It's
go ahead.
it
That
it was
was
just with futures. I know what you mean. You right, as you mentioned, people want to row together. Inherently, people want to see this be sustainable for years to come. With all that being said, then listen to the coach. The coach is telling you if those are your wishes, if
true.
those are your goals, this is what the action and this is the play you should take. If you're that 5% of the herd who says, I'm going to put in $5,000 and take 200 and open up a futures account every day, right? The system is built with such players in mind as well, right? Bank teller has to outsmart the most devious and crazy iteration or strategic play. But once again, if back to your, back to what the goal is of the herd, right? That's what Coach BT is telling us is, hey, the more and this is something that I've been preaching as well during this bear market, as we're still, people are saying early bull or we're at the smart money's entering or something like that, right? I've been preaching this the whole bear market. The more we can drain the LPs at BNB at 240 some dollars, right? The better we all are off collectively, faster, forever, if we can take action now. So sorry, just a call to action is just that, yeah, it's I think that's also part of his motive as well. The more good actions and the more the herd can row together now, that just expedites all of our collective goals, and ensures that we do have the years and years and years and years, and we have now this fail safe with the new update on its way. So all that's to say is I think it's Coach BT is trying to give the play for us to win. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So when you say the new fail safe, go give us some details on that, because I'm curious. Did he implement a new strategy where the interest rate is variable, just like Stampede used to be?
Yeah, so I don't believe this. You can correct me if I'm wrong as well. I don't believe this isn't a released update yet, so everything is always subject to change. But at the current moment, it's been announced that futures will be have no change in current functionality, right? 0.5% a day. The only noticeable difference will be that BNB in and out will now be the input into futures and the output that you get. The cash accounting is still in USD, meaning it's still going to be $200. It's just $200 of the BNB token, and same. But also part of this update is a fail-safe mechanism in which, in case the circumstances ever became, in such a dire situation that catastrophic, measures, the system would scale down appropriately to ensure that there is, continued yield generation. The biggest part of this too, is not from that catastrophic scenario where it turns on. Rather, it's that regulation side, which Bank Teller has continuously looked around the corners and the upcoming kind of evolutions that are coming into the crypto industry. So by not having a guarantee, by having instead a variable rate, this ensures that we have the proper mechanisms in place that we don't guarantee. It's just simply based off the health of the system. So I think that's the biggest takeaway is futures functionality, no change other than BNB in and out. And this new additional fail safe has been added for regulatory compliance.
But I think the big thing people need to realize is that just because it's there doesn't mean it's going to be used, right? The other things that are being added is there will be an APR that's set up, that just like the NFTs have an APR, so every day the APR kicks in. Well, every day that APR is going to go and fill the BNB. I don't know what it's called. What did he say it was called? The Treasury? It won't be the Treasury.
BNB reserve.
No, the reserve. Yeah.
Yeah. So the BNB reserve. So if that's going every single day and it's not being used, well, then that bucket's going to get huge, right? So until the only reason the fail safe would kick in is if the daily liabilities are higher than that reserve. And if they're never higher than that, then it won't kick in. So it'll still be exactly the way it is now. You know, and I think Frutabega, is he in? Frutabega, say hi if you're here. I love that name. He was on SK Zig and said, I believe
Frutabega
was Frutabega.
Frutabega.
He was on our, he was
Just
on our,
rolls
one
off
of
the
our first
tongue.
shows.
It does. Yeah.
I love the Frutabega. Well, not him personally. I love that.
Oh, there he is.
My man. He said yesterday to SK saying it's better to need it or have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Wise
So,
words.
that's
Yeah.
Yes.
So BT, are you still in the chat? Are you still here? I got a question for you.
Hold on, I need to do a shout out too. Go ahead, skip me. I do need to do a shout out.
I do need to do the shout out?
Yeah. Somebody that messaged me and wants to know that it's really me that he's messaging.
You're a celebrity now. Look at you.
He said he watches the show every week and that I need a
Who is he? Let's do a little shout out for him.
His name is Ground Rush on Discord.
Let's go. Ground Rush.
Woo! Welcome to the show.
Fan of the week.
This is your official call. I'm going to text him right now, or I'm going to DM him right now. I just shouted.
Have you seen those little rugs people make? Like it'll be about this size. It's kind of like they, I don't know, crochet, and then they make a rug, and they take like hair trimmers, and they the rug, and then you turn it over. Whoosh. Have you seen that? Am I crazy?
What are you talking about?
All right, it's how people make little DIY rugs. I don't know. I guess those little TikTok. I love those little tool TikTok
for like a Barbie house or something.
Like
what do you use
it's people making custom rugs. I was thinking because it's rug to riches, we could send Ground Rush a little rug of rugs to riches.
Okay.
I'm
following you now.
We're gonna have a little booth at EM's little conference or next to. Well, anyway, and we'll give out rugs. There you go.
So I was going to ask BT a question if he's still in the chat, but I was wondering. He said Friday that he was going to show us.
So just ask.
Okay, well, BT, Friday on the Twitter space, you said something about turning $1 million into 2 million, and then you got cut off, and the show ended. So what is that? I'm like, where's this $1 million turn into $2 million? I wanted to see this little magic trick that you're talking about.
It's coming, man. He's like a good magician. You're on the edge of your seat. You're checking Telegram. You're waking up,
man.
And what's happening? Where's the,
I thought literally for like 5 minutes after the show ended, I was like, did I miss it? Did my ADD go off? So I had to go back. Dude, I listened to that thing 3 times over the weekend trying to figure out what he meant by that. I'm like, they just totally left it out there.
Was this one of the the infamous X-based rugs?
No, it was I forgot her. What's the lady's name now?
Was it Darcy's?
Darcy's.
Oh yeah.
Darcy Donovan.
Man, I love that. That was a great show. That was a great
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
She
had the biggest brain move of any podcaster I ever. When she played, I know she has a soundboard, and I loved her intro music when everyone's coming in. And dude, I was like, that's so big brain. She's a great host. We could learn a thing or two. Darcy, come on the show. Tell us how to run a show right. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this Bebo wannabe all has been hanging out for a minute. Also, as SK said, even if you do use recycled funds, try to balance that with fresh input from time to time. This will be much better than 100% recycle. 100% agree. Like we were just mentioning, right? If you want to see this thing really change lives and come to the full, fruition of what it can be, its full manifestation, then exactly, keep in mind you are a owner of this community bank, and you should act like one, right? The more we each collectively do our part, just all of our goals just become that quicker to become accomplished. So yeah, NFT mints using BUSD Treasury will be used for marketing / bounties. So that's exciting, with all of this, NFTs and under the custody of the Elephant Money protocol. It's exciting to see that as being potential fuel to help other people like ourselves. Shout out to future crypto podcasters talking about Elephant, but it will help them get the word out. And each one's each one.
So BT is saying he's going to mint NFTs with the BSD treasury. That's what I was thinking after, but I wasn't 100% sure because I'm like, he could turn that into, he could double it for sure. But what's the time frame?
He-
You know, I was thinking he was going to pull some type of magic trick out, like, hey, I'm going to take a $1 million loan and throw it in there and then double it somehow. I don't know.
Some ultra DJ. No,
Yeah,
we got the best custody. You know, we got the right, man at the helm, making sure that the funds are used appropriately. And yeah, but no, that it would be a good magic trick to see that. Maybe on your stream after in a couple of years, we'll see that kind of magic trick.
I doubt it. Maybe. We'll see.
Think big. Hey, I like your shirt, AG. That's pretty neat.
Thank you. This was a
many,
Christmas gift from one of my coworkers. Actually, I think it was from Georgia.
How many
Georgia Rose, are you in the
black
house?
NFTs will be minted? Yeah, she said hi earlier.
Well,
how many black NFTs will be minted?
There's a 4%. Is it currently 4% rarity? 6%? I think it was
6%. I thought,
and I think
it's gone down. The more that mints, the lower percentage gets. So the longer we go, it'll be harder and harder to get a black NFT.
Should we do 4% then?
Yeah, let's do 4. So that'd be what?
So point.
About 90, give or take.
So yeah, 96. So 90. So yeah, if there's currently 1.2 million BUSD, and there's currently a price tag of $240 for one BNB, and the current mint price for one unlimited NFT is 2 BNB. That means the retail value is $480. 1.2 million divided by $480 is roughly 2,400. 2,400 times, if that's how many are minted, right? Times a 4% chance of getting a black NFT brings us to roughly 90 to 100 potential black ones minted. And that'd be really cool because that could be like a special invite to like or when we have our conference set up, it's like, hey, here's a black NFT. We tell all your, all of your community, and you'll be there. And we've got Darcy Donovan, we've got Layla of Music. Man, we're gonna have all the hottest stars in crypto music, and we got to get. You guys ever watch
Zac Minter and crypto?
That's right. That's right.
Man, I just get Little Bubble. You ever watch that guy? The crypto rapper / parody account, Little Bubble.
Little Bubble.
Yeah,
that's a good name. It's funny.
That is a good name.
They're great. Oh man, y'all were like him. He's really great. But we got to get him to make a Elephant Money song.
Reach out to him. Zach can come on our show.
That's right. Yeah, he'll appreciate one memer to another. He'll respect it.
So you might have said this already, but I missed it. How many NFTs will be minted with 1.1 million?
I think it's roughly it's like 1.2 million. It's like 150,000, but it's going up as time progresses. That's roughly 2,400 at a current BNB price. We could see that BNB God candle happen any minute now, and BNB's at $320, and now we can only I mean,
I'm hoping we can.
It would be a bittersweet,
So BT, what's your strategy, man? Are you going to try to beat that God candle? Buy them while BNB's cheap, or
BT just doesn't want me to sleep, I guess. I mean, I think we're all a little bit manic, but I guess I just got to start maybe. Hey, you know what I was thinking about? I heard they get paid pretty well to put boots on cars in Atlanta. You just go around, you just find these cars, you put them on, they call you about 30 minutes later, you get paid money. It's crazy.
Oh man,
everyone's doing it.
It's not even a city thing. You
just take people's property, put a lock on it, and make them pay you money to take it off. That's what, man, fresh capital. Man, I'm super excited. I mean, we can pivot to this in a minute as well, but there's breaking news with Trunk and Trumpet as well.
Oh, there is?
Within the last hour or 2 hours or so. That's
whoa. Hold on a second.
What?
Breaking news with Zac Minter.
Well, did you guys not hear the awesome breaking news?
No, what's going on?
Bank Teller has announced that the buy and burn for Trunk and Trumpet will be split 50-50. So half of it will buy Trunk.
We already talked about that. You are
Well,
late to the show, my friend.
I'm passionately late. I'm sorry. Well, that was the breaking news. It
Listen,
happened
I was
2 hours
literally
ago.
what is it?
Yeah, I got excited. I'm like, what's this?
Yeah.
Hey,
But
hey, Zach,
so
we did talk about a good thing. BT said earlier that the contracts are pretty much done, and he's just testing.
ooh,
So
that's some
AG
alpha
came
for
up.
me. Feed
Yeah,
me some
AG
alpha.
AG said what he needs to do is announce it on Twitter Spaces that it's going to happen in 1 hour. How much would Elephant go up in that 1 hour?
No, that's, I hope bank teller's still listening. This is something we, I think discussed a little bit. Right now, if you're a TA guy, it looks as if Elephant Money is about to break out of a descending wedge, right? Which is a very bullish pattern.
Well, Zach, we do have that.
With this, well, whatever, I'm not a TA guy, so shoot me. The money lines guy is the guy up there.
Why did I get my sound bite?
What's up?
Oh, you're
He's a star. What I was getting at real quick, right? If we're able to, like you were just mentioning, AG, create FOMO, create suspense, right? We can print these God candles, print these charts, right? Print these green candles that, Elephant Money is famous for doing. So I say, the timing is right. And I think that, some sort of that kind of, FOMO generation would be great at this time.
Yeah, we have the two downtrend wedges. So the green line's the macro down line. That's one that we really need to break. So we have the little one that's been created since Bertha's been off. That's the little blue wedge there. But the big wedge is the green and the red one. So that's the one that imagine he announces that, we would run up to that green line, and as soon as he pressed the button, we punch right through that green line, and everybody that does actually believe in TA would know that they would just jump right on top of it.
Yeah. That is something, I would be, all these TA kind of communities and trading communities, I would love them just to see this, it's, as anything, spreading awareness. That's our mission here. But no, that is a great plan. I think it's going to happen, organically or through the help of some wise timing. But yeah, it's exciting times, I think, moving forward with all these contracts getting locked down. And that's what, to get back to my point, sorry, before I what do you call it, rug pulled you on some breaking news that I
yeah, that's
on.
right.
Oh, I was literally like,
so
what the hell did we miss?
Oh my gosh. I just was mentioning I'm gonna go put boots on cars all night long because I need to get my trunk and my trumpet bag up before Bertha's buying up my cheap trunk. Okay, I can't have Bertha stealing all my gains. Okay, that's mine. Let the fudsters and the doubters, those are my gains, not hers. Okay, but
hey,
I don't know, man.
Real quick about trunk. Is it fresh capital?
Oh yeah.
If I sell fresh capital, if I sell my trunk that I made on trumpet, like the interest or whatever, and then move that into futures.
No,
you're still cannibalizing
Why?
an asset and a position and liquidity that was of the herd. So, right, you sold into the herd. You're still exactly robbing Peter to pay Paul a little bit. In that, let me tell you this: if you're simply just taking profits and buying another product, it's not really fresh capital. That's when it comes down to. If you take profits from the ecosystem and use it to buy additional products from the ecosystem.
So this is how I'm thinking about it. The reason he's saying this is because everything revolves around the elephant token. We need to keep the LPs low,
right,
in order to keep the price up and keep going. The trunk token doesn't have anything to do with the elephant LPs.
Yes, it does.
What does it have?
How do you think Bertha buys trunk?
If I have trunk tokens and I sell it,
hold on, let's walk
it
through
doesn't
this.
affect the LPs.
AG, how is Bertha going to buy the trunk that she then mints and burns in trumpet?
When I sell the trunk token, how does it affect the elephant LPs? Just tell me
But-
that. How does it affect it?
It doesn't. It affects it.
Oh, oh!
We need the
Okay.
lights to go on and off. What's that? What's
Oh,
that?
that's our next. Yeah, that's our next upgrade.
That's just I just clicked on me, man. I'm just thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, that could technically it's a separate coin from the ecosystem. I mean, it's part of the ecosystem, but he's designing it to be off on its own little way,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's he laughing at?
I don't know.
He's laughing at the Three Stooges.
He's laughing at all
on
of
the
us.
screen,
He's like,
yeah.
look at these drunk guys on TV.
Yeah. Oh man. Shout out to Prince. Yeah, man. It is exciting times with that, huge buy pressure just sitting there. It's like a giant dam just ready to just let it all out. It's exciting.
I can't wait to go to the conference, man.
Let's talk about future strategies. I pulled up the calculator here. I think we went off a little bit of a
It's good to go on top 10 and every once in a while.
That's right. That's what we're here for. Professional at that. Give me one more minute here. I want to look up something, if you would.
Go ahead. I'm trying to fix the screen. This is kind of bothering the crap out of me.
So shout out to Crypto Stu. He developed this very awesome calculator that Zach is fixing to go through. If you haven't played with it, it is the calculator. If you haven't played with the calculator, it is pretty stupendous. There's actually two. There's the OG one, which has a lot more functions that you can manipulate, and then there's a easier one. I guess that might be more simplistic. Is that the term? What are you doing, AG? Help me out here.
Hold on, I'm trying to fix this. Hold on. Oh God, that is not what I'm trying to do here.
So anyway, Stu's OG calculator has it has three different. Well, you keep flipping through that. Yeah, there you go. Has three different.
Am I live? You can see my stuff.
Yep.
Oh, great. Cool. This is just one strategy I'd pulled up here a moment ago. This is great, I think, for people of all different account sizes, people just getting started in futures. What this strategy entails is determining what your starting capital is. So let's just use an example, 5,000 USD for this example. What you do is you want to start with 90% to put in to start. So I'd put in $4,500. Okay, I'm leaving 500 on the side for compounds, fresh deposits. What we're gonna do is we're gonna compound monthly. I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Let me back up a second. So, welcome everyone to Futures Calculator with Zach. If you're not familiar with the Futures Calculator, make sure you go to wiki.elephant.money. You'll want to go ahead and it'll take you here. You'll scroll down to the bottom here and select community links. You'll select calculators. The one that I'm going to be going over is this one here, Futures Calculator Spreadsheets V3.3. You select this. It's going to open a Google Docs link. You don't want to request permission to use this. What you want to do is you want to click File, Make a Copy. Just click Make a Copy, and that's going to make a local version on your PC. From here, here's some details on how to use the calculator. I'll briefly go through all the kind of important stuff, but you can look through this. I also recommend clicking the tutorial video that Crypto Stu made about this calculator, where he goes into depth of each different part of it. If down here on the tabs, if you click Dashboard, this is a side note, by the way, guys, but this calculator is so cool. I've spent hours just doing different strategies, figuring out different claiming and compounding cycles. And I think a lot of guys, especially into crypto, we really enjoy math, numbers, spreadsheets. So like, I can't stress this enough. This is such a great tool for really preparing and organizing kind of your compound schedule and claiming schedule. So I need to make more content myself. I love it so much. I could just do a live stream of us just doing 100 different strategies. Maybe that's in store. But what I was getting at real quick before we jump into an example, you can see here at the top, Elephant Money Futures Calculator. There's these three little boxes here, strategy 1, 2, and 3. This allows us to put in 3 separate strategies and see how they compare against one another here on this chart here on the right-hand side. To start off, you'll enter your initial deposit. You'll select how often you're going to do your compounding. Because remember, in futures, unlike many ROI dApps, it's not a set it and forget it. It's not a put it in and claim, claim, claim. It's a you need to deposit, compound, 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 and then claim, compound, claim, right? To maintain that stream, passive income stream. Okay, just to quickly, I'm not going to go through all this tonight, but you'll select what you want to do in phase one. If that's compounding every day, every week, every month, you'll say what you're going to do that until your first goal. Then you'll say what you want to do for the second phase, and etc. Okay, let's go through with an example. It'll help you out a little bit. So let's just say for this, a very simple example, we're going to start with $5,000. What we're going to do is we're going to do a weekly deposit of $200. By the way, if you're not, for my American friends out
Fresh
there,
capital.
a fresh capital, that's important. Who don't know what fortnightly means, that means every 2 weeks. So that means every 2 weeks you're depositing. But weekly deposit, $200 of fresh capital, 200 BUSD currently, which shortly will be $200 worth of BNB. But right now, you'll do that. You'll set your first balance goal. So let's just say I'm going to set my first goal to 10,000. I'm starting with 5,000. I'm going to put my $200 in once a week until I hit that goal of 10,000. From then, I'm going to go ahead and start a, let's just put here for, we'll do a, we'll do a 14, let's do a really good one right here. 21-day deposit, 7-day claim. I like this one a lot. This works really well for people who want to take like a monthly paycheck, like a additional, like it's like collecting like a rent check, I guess, like not having to worry about this day in, day out. It's kind of like you're taking the bills out at the very end of the month.
Yeah.
But so we'll do 21 days deposit, 7 days claim, and we'll just do that till till 100,000. Okay, so don't get lost with me. Hold on with me here. Okay, I know we're putting a lot of details in. What you can now do is we can look at this graph here and go, okay, nice, pretty line. Oh, big number. Cool. What we can do is click strat 1 down here. This is going to detail out each individual day and what the balances are. So once again, if I zoom in a little bit here, funny. I'm using a backup keyboard right now. I have a mechanical keyboard. I popped off every single one of my keys today. And man, that thing was filthy underneath, but I got it all cleaned up. So I got to repair my other main keyboard. You'll see a picture of it next week. Tune in next week to see my filthy, exposed keyboard that I've had for a few years now.
You got a dirty keyboard.
That's right, dirty keyboard.
Dirty boy.
There's some elephant tokens from way back in stuffed in the keyboard still. Okay. So anyway,
he didn't even notice.
Yeah. Y'all making fun of me right now? Let's do it.
No, you missed it. We had a special guest come on the show just for a brief second.
I'll have to catch the replay.
You have to watch the replay.
The real quick though, so just where my train of thought goes,
Sorry.
How these gentlemen, each one teach one sessions and stop in class, guys. Quiet down now. Okay, so $5,000 we deposit on day one. We're getting that 0.5% a day daily interest rate for that deposit. That's $25 in rewards per day. Like we mentioned in that first phase, every 7 days, once per week, we'll compound a fresh deposit of 200 BUSD. What that will do is, that's designated by this C here, it will take that $200, which is the fresh deposit. It will, add to the built up rewards that, $175 that would be sitting there after a total of 7 days. And so together that'd be 200 plus 175. That equals 375 back towards our total balance. So that's how we go from 5,000 to 5,375. So once again, we continue that that strategy every 7 days, compound, right? We're feeding our futures, feeding Bertha. And ultimately it would take us till zoom down, right? 84 days. So 10 weeks, right? We're not even talking, a full quarter is, 12 weeks or so, but in 84 days, we'd already have double our principal locked in futures, now earning us $50 a day, roughly $49.64, almost double what our initial daily yield was when we started. So now that we've hit this goal of ours in this hypothetical situation, we now would go ahead and move on to phase 2. So if I jump back to that dashboard, remember, phase 1 was weekly deposit. We hit our goal of 10,000 in our balance. Now phase 2, 21 days deposit, 7 days compound. So if we go over here, we're going to wait 21 days. So day 84, we're going to add plus 21 days, day 105. Boom, we're going to compound a fresh 200, right? We waited 21 days getting that high yield of, $52 per day. That means after 21 days, we've generated, $1,100 right here worth of rewards. By now adding that 200 fresh deposit, that now means you're now, having a larger balance of 11,775. Right? We wait 7 days and we're claiming 400 on that 7th day. And we're going to stick to that cycle now, 21-day compound, 7-day claim, like taking a monthly check. So this is just one strategy that I pulled out. Not the best one I've seen, right? We can scroll down real quick. Let's see how long it would take to ROI in this particular strategy. So we see this cumulative claimed column here. This is going to show us what we've claimed out over the lifetime of this account. So right at this current methodology to get our 5,000 ROI'd, right, we're looking at about less than a year. So that's, a fantastic, investment if you're looking to, get involved in DeFi. I honestly cannot, stress this enough. Out of so many contracts I've been a part of, none of them compare in terms of the backing that this futures product has, which is the Elephant Treasury Bertha. So with that being said, in less than 1 year's time, we're doubling our capital, doing a simple $200 weekly deposit, and less than a year we're already have we've ROI'd, right? And we have continued to feed Bertha. We're continuing with that fresh $200 of capital every 21 days. And we're able to also claim responsibly once per month. And like I said, keep going above and beyond. Go ahead.
Okay, so I get what the concept of this now. Now I'm curious, what is your strategy? Can you
before you go there, Zach, when you RI, what's your balance now? I think that's the coolest thing. So not only have you ROI'd, right? You now have a running balance of, was that 27,000? Is that what I saw?
23, right? That final, let's see right here, that final claim that put us over the edge right here was right here on day 336. That put us over $5,000 of claimed. Right, that very next day, we're at $21,000 value worth of our futures. So our future has 4x in value. We've ROI'd, and we've helped the system throughout this whole time. We've constantly, to every certain amount of time added fresh capital. So that is the beauty of futures. We need to, as educators ourselves, really show something like this. It's a very simple example, but it shows you the power of using your futures, using it responsibly. But so yeah, like you were just mentioning, Goldwyn, right after, so you've ROI'd, you've now got 4x your future starting balance, and you're making $100 a day now. That's off of $5,000. Like, it's so funny, man. I wish I could clone myself. I'd have one of my clones. I would love to make a series. I would go get a job at Chipotle, at Starbucks, right? And just, making 12 at Costco, making $12 an hour, something like that. And somewhere in, I'm speaking specifically for the United States or maybe Canada or Europe and such. But a person like that, they can save up, with a very, modest wage job. You can save up $5,000, and you can, start this journey where in less than a year, in 1 year's time, it's life-changing to have $100 a day passive income in less than a year. Like, that's insane. It's like I said, so something like this is
What was the starting amount on that again?
$5,000 US, 5,000 USD.
So you started off with $5,000, and then you
Correct.
put $200 into it until you got to.
So that was for till 10,000. So let's see the total amount that's invested. Great question. A great way. So look at this. Crypto Stu, he's the man. If we kind of hover over a little bit, bum, 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 we can see total fresh deposits. Oh my gosh, it's almost like this term's been around for a while. You can see here that, so on that, our first phase one, where we were compounding until we hit 10,000, we can see here, bum, 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 our total fresh deposits. What have you as an individual contributed to the futures account? We're at $7,400. So they've contributed an additional $2,400 at a $200 a week. That is aggressive if you are, like I said, if you're a low medium income earner. But once again,
I'm curious what if it's $200 a week or $400 every 2 weeks, if it adds up to be the same.
Fantastic question there, Alan. That's this really cool part. Strategy number 2. Let's put that one in and compare the performance doing what you just mentioned. So we're gonna start with that same base of 5,000. What was it exactly? I'm sorry, you mentioned for the strategy.
$400 every 2 weeks.
400 every 2 weeks.
Fortnightly, sir.
Fortnightly 200.
Listen, I'm American. It's every 2 weeks.
Is that bi-weekly? I'm confused.
Right, that's that whole,
yeah, I guess that would be
a can of worms. Okay. We're math nerds, not English majors here. All right, different stream. Let's see this. 1, 2, 3. Dun, dun, dun. So we're gonna duplicate this, strategy, except for that small difference of compounding fortnightly, $400 opposed, or excuse me, 200. I'm sorry, we're doing 400 fortnightly. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. Every time I hear fortnightly, I think of the video game Fortnite.
Do you want to know why it was called Fortnite?
Yeah. Shoot it to me.
Because every battle royal in there was 14 days.
That's interesting. I don't have to tell my kids that. It's all they play is Fortnite.
Yeah. And how do I know that? Discord told me.
Oh,
okay.
Make sure my numbers are good here. So just also ensure this as well. There's this phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 quantity. So just make sure you, exactly put the proper value. So exactly phase 1, we're going to put 400 every fortnightly, every 2 weeks. Let's just, as if you get paid every 2 weeks, right? If you can afford that.
Yep.
And then it would be phase 2. So then it would be 21 days deposit, 7 days compound. And would you still want to stay with 400 as the compound?
Yeah.
I think you just want to know, like at that 10,000, was it faster? I think he was just trying to compare.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah. Compare if it's faster or slower.
Just looking at this graph, we can see they behave quite similar. But the strat 2 right here, after about a few years, it looks like in 2027, it kind of well, actually, that's because I take that back. I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Yeah,
I have a different phase 3.
Yeah.
So they're actually very similar. Let's look exactly here.
Yeah.
So to hit that 10,000 mark for strategy 1 took 85 days, and for strategy 2 it took 10,000. It took 84 days. So they performed very closely towards each other for that first phase 1.
So not a whole lot. Okay.
Not a whole much.
That's good because I get paid every 2 weeks. I get paid fortnightly.
Yeah. So very close, similar. Yeah. But yeah, this just to summarize all this up, and we can do another strategy here in a moment. But that is the power of futures. Don't go all in. Don't go take out a giant loan. No offense to anyone who's done that. I just don't think that's the wisest play financially. But each their own.
Now, why not?
And that's why I said, well, for me, it doesn't make sense, but maybe to them it makes sense in their situation. So I don't, it's DeFi.
Yeah.
Do each your own. It's your finances.
Yeah, Goldwyn, don't you have a buddy that you said threw in like $100,000. Got a loan.
Yeah, Crypto KR, shout out.
Yeah.
So what exactly did he do? Let's run his strategy real quick, Zach.
Sure.
Strategy 3, whales.
So first of all, this is hearsay, so it might not be 100% accurate.
This is a rumor. We're spreading
This
rumors.
may or may not have been based off of somebody that may or may not be named Crypto KR.
All
Don't
dirty
sue me.
laundry is aired on this show. Repeat.
Do
all
not sue
dirty
me, bro.
laundry.
Do not sue me, bro. All right, let's see it. Let's just see what he.
So what he did is he took a loan for $100,000.
Okay, so initial
Now,
deposit 100,000.
Yeah. So what he used for collateral, I don't know, but he took a loan for $100,000. He deposited it into futures, and he does a 28-day compound, which I don't know if you can do that specifically.
Great. That kind of segues into a great point. Oh man, I don't see a 28-day compound option. Oh, look over here. Or tick this box if you prefer to use a custom manual strategy. So I click that little checkbox here for phase 1 that negates whatever I have as a preset here. I go back over here to strategy 3 tab. And what I can do is see right here, this action says false everywhere, but this custom strategy column is this yellow one here. We're going to enter in the strategy that Goldwyn's describing for us. So you mentioned first 28 days. That's the first compound day. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what we do is we enter a C here for compound,
it's 26. It's 26.
26. Okay. And we enter an X for claim. So that's how you can build your own. Because some people are crazy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So some people might want to do a 13-17 or do a 4-4, 4 compound, 4 claim, 3 compound, whatever floats your boat. You can go ahead and build that custom strategy here using the custom one. But sorry to interrupt. So 26 day is the first compound.
And then 4 days later, he does a claim.
And on the 30th, he claims. Okay.
And then that's what he does. Yeah.
All right. So what we can do too is I would, this is a pro tip. So like you mentioned, he's using kind of a 30-day calendar. Is that right? You said a 30-day cycle. So if I just highlight this whole 30 days here, boom, 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 in this column, I'm going to click copy. So this is copying 30 days. If I click the one right underneath, I can paste, right? That just now, did the same, obviously it's easy, but this is just something to know if you're doing a more.
Oh my God. I can't believe this is exactly why you got hired on at Lockheed Martin. You're a genius. I never knew that there's a copy and paste button.
You didn't know that? Copy is Control C, or you can right click. See, let's see.
Yeah. So
what are they doing without you over there, bro?
Yeah, they're apparently they're a bit busy these days. No, just kidding. Terrible. I haven't actually mentioned up recently. I hit them back up, but Control Copy is C and Control V is paste. If you didn't know that little
his first claim on day 30.
That's right. That was a claim of $2,264. So this
for
is
the interest.
That's what I was about to mention. Yeah,
the entire year. Yep.
Did he get that less than a 2% interest loan on $100,000?
Oh, maybe it was the second month. I think is what he said.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense if you get like a 4 or 5% interest. And it's just simple arbitrage. But he also, I'm assuming, has a job, can afford that, all that kind of stuff. He's qualified for that credit, but
yes,
100,000
is his play money.
Yeah, exactly. That's huge too. Exactly. Yeah. So always understand that, viewers at home, right? That to me, that's crazy money, right? But to him, that's
crazy money.
Yeah. That's what I love. And it's so funny. I know you guys see this all the time when they're like, it's the guy with, he has like a 2 billion elephant. And he's like, man, this ecosystem, I don't know where it's going, man. This is going to scare away whales and stuff, man. I'm not feeling too good. And then the guy, Money Man's in the chat hanging out. He's like, I'm feeling great, everyone. Like, I'm the friendly whale who's having a great day. He's a G. Shout out to Money Man watching the replay. But
I know I like how the guy was like, he was complaining about something. He's like high net worth investors won't enter here. And Money Man's next phrase, I literally have millions of dollars in this protocol and I'm sitting pretty. He's all like, I'm not scared at all.
Yeah.
Man, it's there so many people like who have the aha moment and have the means, man, like woof, like that.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate. I'm not, I'm very blessed. I'm very happy with my bag and my stack, and it's the knowledge that I'm so grateful for having the understanding that I do. But it's awesome to see people who are able to really take advantage of times like now, really buy the blood, really buy when retail is still asleep, still confused. Man, I envy those guys and girls. And that's the thing too. I've dealt with so many people in the herd, business owners, executives, small real estate property owners. I mean, it's all walks of life for the herd. And that's kind of why the system, works is it's people from all walks of life with all different time horizons, with all different professions, all coming together to build, this awesome community bank. But yeah, that's just sorry to go back to futures. That's just a really cool way right here, like we were talking about, building your own strategy. What I really like, I'll just show you one you asked earlier, AG. What strategy I like? So I
Mhm.
personally like this one too. This is also another one that allows you to take profits and also compound your balance up. It's a you start off with whatever your balance is. Let's start with 10,000. Let's start with 9,000. So this is kind of the one I was doing at the beginning. All right. I would start with a initial deposit and whatever that number is going to be, I'm going to shave off 10% to hold back for fresh capital for compounds. So let's
Mhm.
use $10,000 for this example. So I'd put 9,000 as my starting. I then do let me think for a moment here, a monthly compound for 6 months. So that would be, bum, bum, bum. Let's see here, monthly deposit. So I'm putting in $200 every month, once a month. And the balance goal here, let me give me a second here. This one, usually I like to play with the custom a little bit more. Let me see for a moment here. Yeah, let's just do it over here in the custom strat. So I can go back to,
Did you check mark it? There
yep,
you go.
good call, good call. Let's do all three of them.
I was gonna say I was paying attention.
That's right, you are, man. Good grades there. So say every once a month, we're gonna go ahead and compound 200. So every 30 days. So I'd put a C there. I'm gonna do my little my little trick that I just taught AG. So copy. There's Excel is crazy, man. If you know how to use Excel, I'm a noob at Excel. I know there's some guys in the herd who can run circles. If you're an Excel god in the chat, give us a one. I just know in the herd, Excel is probably the best. Excel, they've built computers that just run on it using Excel. It's incredible.
I use numbers on Mac.
Numbers.
Yeah, it's
Man.
kind of like Excel, but more user friendly, I think,
Uh-huh.
in my opinion.
Uh-huh. So this strategy here, so we're gonna compound for 6 months. And I left that 1,000 out of the starting capital. That gives us, 5 months worth of the compounding. So I'm only pulling out another additional 200 after, right? Because I'm doing 200 once a month, 6 months total. So 6 times 30 is 180. So let's just make sure I got this all right. That's 5 months. Boom, 6 months. So after 6 months, I started with 10,000. I basically doubled my initial starting balance. If you compound once a month for 6 months, you'll double your initial balance. Okay. So I'm actually up. I'm, at 22,500. So about 100 and, what is that? 25%. If my math's right there, or 2.5%, 102.5%, 125%. Okay. So now after 6 months, now we just hang out. We just let it build up, right? We're making $112 a day. We wait until we get back to our principal. So we started with 10 grand. That would take till day 269 here. I can do a claim. Let me just check real quick. So yeah, our last action was day 180. We wait an additional, what was that? 269. So 69 plus 20. So we wait an additional 89 days, roughly 3 months. So we're 9 months in so far. A new baby's born. Hey, we got a baby on the way. You could do this for the baby. So bam, we've ROI'd in 9 months, right? We've got our initial back out. I've got my 10,000 that I started with. I still have a balance of 12,000. So look at that. I've already ROI'd in 9 months. What has been going on in the last 9 months for you guys in the market besides Elephant and besides kind of this recent little mania? Nothing. Like nothing's been going on is the answer. So in that same time, you could have, because futures has been up for almost a year now, going on almost a year, 300 days or so. But so and look, now you got a $12,000 account that's printing you $62 a day. So this is something I really like. I've used it and I continue to use it. This is something to think about. Play around with these strategies, different calendars. There's different ways. I know people who they put in like 20,000 and then they compound once a month and they claim the other month. They're really trying to get like a sustainable like $2,000 a month kind of income. So that's another kind of method. If you start with kind of a bigger chunk, but you want to start claiming from it, you can alternate monthly, 1 month compound, 1 month claim. That's another great way to kind of keep a sustainable cash flow that's growing.
So is that the strategy that you are actively doing?
Yes. Yep. This one here.
Now, Goldwyn, what are you doing?
What I did is I started, I think I started a week after Future started.
Can I say one more quick thing, Todd? I don't want to interrupt too. I'm not perfect either. I want to show that as well. Like, it's very awesome there's some quote, I forget at the top of my head, right? But planning is everything, but plans are useless, right? I've definitely missed. I've compounded on day 32. I've compounded on day 28. I'm going to be out of town, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it right. So it's great to have a plan, but life does happen. So mine doesn't look just 1-to-1 with this. It's off a little bit from this, but it's a great way to know where you're going. But sorry, go ahead, Goldwyn. I just want to throw that in there.
It's okay. What I did is I started, I think, a week after Future started. I didn't start the exact week, but I just started with $200. So I started my futures with $200, and then I compounded $200 a week until I got to $5,000. And then I moved to fortnightly, where I deposited fresh capital every 14 days.
Fortnightly.
I know. I felt like we're in Monty Python when you guys do
that. So when I hit that 5,000, I started compounding a little less because then I was building up more in rewards. So I was real. Every 2 weeks was my compound, every week until I hit that 5,000 mark, and then I went to every 2 weeks, and then when I hit 10,000, I went to once a month. And right now, I've been in for just shy. I'm at 11 months, and I'm at 15. Actually, I can't because that's on my other computer. But I think I'm at like roughly $16,000 is where I'm at.
Wow.
So I don't have a strategy yet. I need to figure out one.
So I think the biggest thing you need to decide when you're talking about strategies, the first thing you need to decide, because what makes Future so awesome is that compounded interest, if that's what we want to call it. But you have to deposit fresh capital on a regular basis, whether it's weekly, fortnightly, monthly. That's what you have to do. Now, once if you have that ability to drop, $5,000 or $10,000 in, then stretching that out, to 30 days or whatever. I usually do the first of the month. So sometimes, like Zach said, I'm not on a rigid, it must be 7/21. I'm on a first of the month. Sometimes it's 28 days, maybe sometimes it's 31 days. Maybe I miss it because it's on a Sunday and I'm out of town.
I'm going to be honest with you. That once Trump gets back up to close to $1, I'm going to take some profits and put that into futures. That's just what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it's an option that you have. It's kind of like you're trading against the trunk liquidity and trunk holders, right? You're stabbing them in the back to then go build your futures. Not to say put it in that context. That's a rough way to put it, but I'm just trying to paint a picture.
Well, what if I do it on an exchange once they put it on a SEX?
Yeah, you can dump on the Binance listing when we get listed on Binance.
There you go.
400%. sell on those bag, dump your bags to those grandmas buying trunk on release day.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with futures is compounding on a schedule, right? Whether it be once a month, whatever, it's on it needs to be on a schedule. So once you decide once you decide, then you can start working on your strategy. And the biggest thing is you really don't even need a strategy until you get to that level where you say you want to start actually taking some money out, whether it be a 721 or a 1317 or whatever. The biggest thing is building and compounding on a schedule until you get to wherever that is. Like you're a young man, Alan, so you're not gonna you're not gonna retire. You're not gonna retire anytime soon. So that's something that you can put in $200 a month.
Damn it, I want to retire. 2025. I've been telling everybody at the office. I'm putting my 18-month notice in.
18-month notice in. That's funny.
BT already told me I can't. He said something in the chat earlier, and he's like, BT. He said I'm not allowed to retire yet.
That's why we gotta have millions in the herd. Then you can.
First of all, I think that the term retire is antiquated. Is that the right word? Did I say that word correctly? Okay. The big thing is you're putting your 18-month notice in to where you'll start having to work for somebody else as the man, right? And become your own man.
Georgia. She can't live without me. She can't do anything. She's constantly asking, Alan, what do I do? What do I do with this? How do I help me with this?
So I think that's the biggest thing is you're not retiring. You're just moving to a different career path.
There you go. Right? That's exactly right. Well, I think Zach, you might have said it a few weeks ago, last time you were on the show. You were saying that elephant isn't trying to make millionaires out of people. Elephant's designed to allow you to have the freedom to do what you want to do.
Yeah, it's about that cash flow for all. Exactly. It's, big or small. If you're a babysitter, if you're 18 years old, if you're 88 years old, it's designed for everyone. So like you're saying, there's everyone gets into crypto. I'm gonna make $1 million, put my $500 in, it's gonna 100x. That's not what this is about. Can Bertha, after we suck up all the all the tokens and we do multiple X's, is that's on the menu. But the way we get there is through like kind of our discussion earlier today. But no, like you're saying, it will make you, if you have a couple $100,000, you can easily make a few million off of elephant money. But once again, who has a few $100,000 or has $100,000? But you can start, right? You start like we were doing some realistic examples, whether it be starting with 5,000, starting with 200, like Goldwyn was showing, right? He simply started with 200, has a semi-consistent schedule, already up to $16,000. Many people I know never have had $16,000 in their life, right? That's incredible to that is an incredible change amount of money that is generating constant yield as well. So that's what we always have to remember as well. It's that lifeblood, of to live on and to grow with. But just to your point, you talk about 2025, definitely with the right awareness and adoption, there's no reason that, your elephant bag can't be worth, a large portion. And that's something that contributes to you moving into a new line of work or whatever it is to generate income. But honestly, as we keep talking about, I try not to live too much off my elephant money bag. I still have other kind of businesses and income generation as well. So it's ultimately for myself as well. It's like I'm trying to build my bag because I want to be ready for 2025 and see those massive gains.
So here's a strategy that I'm curious about. Right now, I'm thinking I would do $400 every 2 weeks. Okay. What if I did $400, but split that up into two different futures accounts? So take my $400 and put 200 in one and 200 in another every 2 weeks.
So just start two futures accounts with two.
Instead of funding one with 400, I'd be funding two with 200 every 2 weeks.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you guys. Do you think that'd be beneficial?
No.
Are you just saying that?
No, I'm not, because your interest builds up faster with more money. You know why 200? Do you know why $200 was chosen?
Because it's a good affordable amount. Oh, because it's 200 days.
Because it's $1 a day,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you're putting $400 in, now you're earning $2 a day. If you're splitting that, I mean, I get it. You're still earning $2 in two different accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Those accounts are not going to go. The big thing is about compound interest. So you need to get to the higher thresholds for your compound interest to work faster. So it's going to take you longer. Now, if you're talking 20 years from now, maybe it's better to have two accounts. But if you're talking 5 years, it's definitely better to put all that money into one account.
Agreed. Yep. Agreed. It's like he's just mentioning.
George has got jokes.
You want to use that fresh capital to, like he's mentioning, compound that massive bag of rewards that's building up over and over.
Mm-hmm.
If you're splitting your capital in two places, yeah, like he's saying, it's just going to slow you down. So I would just focus on one account and focus on deciding what your $400 strategy is going to be.
And actually, if you can do $200 a week, it does build up faster. It's negligible in the beginning, but you're compounding that $7 a week. You're now getting interest. You're getting 0.5% on $7. So that might be pennies in the beginning, but over 2 or 3 years, they add up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do two little accounts here just so we can see some comparisons with roughly similar kind of strategies. So just going here, we're gonna start with 200 as our first deposit. Our goal is 5,000, and this first guy here, he's gonna do a monthly deposit of 200.
5,000 is our goal
for phase one.
For phase one, that's where
we'll put more. We'll do a bigger one. Yeah, let's do
10. 10.
Let's do some realistic numbers. Like so 10. That's good.
10 grand's a good realistic number.
Yeah. 200. We're gonna go till we get to 10K. After 10K, what do you guys want to do? 14. I don't know if he has that one here. Let's see.
He should. I think it's 15 though.
Alternate every 15 days. Let's do that. Versus, let's do that, and then we're gonna go till we got $100,000. Bum bum bum. Man, we got to do like I said, a long stream with just all these different strategies. We can write some ones down and kind of show the different paths they take.
Maybe next year.
Good idea. So it's 200.
For all you guys listening right now, we will not be on the air Christmas Day, but we have a pre-recorded episode that will air. So there will be some content next Monday.
Shout out All Things ETH. Shout out All Things ETH.
All Things ETH. He'll be on there.
Woo woo. So here, let's do this. Is that phase 2? Give me a second here. I'm kind of doing too much. They're too different from one another to show a good kind of difference of it, of what happens. But 100 here, monthly deposit. 200 here. We're gonna do fortnightly. Let's do monthly here. What's really important too, AG, when you say 2025, have you already, this is the biggest thing as well, define your lifestyle expenses and what you currently burn. Like, what's your monthly burn, would you say? Like a rough, you don't have to give me like exact, 5,000 a month, 7,000 a month, 10,000 a month, would you say is your burn?
Probably, I'd have to add it all up, but let's just say 6 grand.
Yeah, 6,000 a month. So, right, it goes down to, can you comfortably, I'm gonna pull up an example of here, what it would look like over a 2-year period to be earning 6 grand.
The goal for me would be 10 grand. That's when I want to retire. It's when I'm making 10 grand a month.
Yeah, that's great.
Saying retire.
I'm not retiring. I'm just changing career paths. I don't know. Changing my life.
Pivot it. Yeah. You're like, sue me. I'm making 10 grand a month. Sue me. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. So if
you will then become an actual content provider.
Woo!
There you go.
So just doing quick math, if we're making 10,000 a month, that means per day we're making roughly $333 a day in interest. If that's the case, if that's what 0.5% daily interest, if we divide by 0. Is it 0.005? I'm missing a 0. Let's see. Is that right? Let's see. 66 grand. Let's make sure
Ooh,
that's
that's the devil number right
there's
there.
5 6s there. There's 5, buddy. Calm down.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, let's put 70,000 to make it clean. So we're just jumping to 70,000 here. We'll put that actually as the second balance. Let's do that 70,000. And we kind of want double this because we're not just going to be claiming every month. We want to have
Listen, Georgia is shitting on my parade right now. All my hopes and dreams.
Let a man dream. Let a boy dream. Big dreams. All right.
Thank God, truth.
Travel baseball is expensive, but we got to set goals.
That's right. You got to know where you're headed. So let's just look at if you're doing what were you mentioning? Roughly maybe 400 fortnightly, or
yeah.
I can't say that word with a straight face.
I get paid every 2 weeks. Let's just do that.
All right, so 400 every 2 weeks.
Yep.
I'm gonna make an American version of this calculator. I'm gonna fork it, and I'm gonna just change that one.
That one thing.
Yeah, one thing fortnightly to every 2 weeks. Okay, 70,000.
They should just add that in the drop down, and it's the same thing. Just give it the option.
Okay, and then so like I was mentioning, we really want to double that because if we don't want to be claiming every week, let's just be healthy. So that means we need about 140,000. So let's just do this. I'm just curious what the time span is on this. And I'll explain why in a minute.
No, I get it. Yeah, because you're going to need more than whatever it is.
So let me zoom out a little bit here.
So I need to be making $333 a day.
This that's 10 grand a month. Yeah, so
I need to be making more than that, like double 6. So build it to Pete just said build it to 150 for 10 grand.
Yeah, I got 140 in here right now. I'll put 150 for peaches. Let's see. All right, and just with the current, if you're just doing 400 every 2 weeks, it's going to take a while. As you see, this would be a few years here. 2026, at the end of 2025, you would have about $468,000 in your account. If we get closer towards where are we going here? Dun. We stick with that every 2 weeks. Oops, I messed up real quick. Actually, if I go back to the dashboard, you got to remember here I did. 150,000 was our first goal. So let's go back to that. When do we hit that? And then we're gonna alternate of claim and compound. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Let's go back to where we hit 150K. So you'd hit 150 at right here at day 700. So in about 2 years. So like you mentioned, if you start here, well, we're starting in 2025. We're about to be at the beginning of 2024. 2 years time, you would be right at making, 10 grand a month worth of claimable income.
And that would be every 15 days claim, and then 15 days repeat, or not repeat, but
So I can switch it too. I'll do that in a moment here, but yeah, that's how I have phase 2, 15-15 switch. So it'd be claiming 15,000, and then you'd be compounding this $15,600. The next time you'd be claiming. Why is that a compound again? Let me see here. Let's see here. Alternate weekly compound claim. Let's see.
Georgia, I hope you're paying attention right now, because if you can deposit $400 every 2 weeks for the next 2 years, then you can withdraw and be making 10 grand a month.
Yep. That's the math works out. It's fairly simple.
Just save $400 every 2 weeks. That's easy. Everyone that's watching this right now.
That's not easy, first of all, AG. Don't be
it's easy.
But
don't eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, I'm a preacher of the wealthiest man, or the name of it, the richest man in Babylon.
Yes. Yep. I read that book.
Yes. So basically, it says pay yourself first.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what you do when you get your paycheck. Pay yourself first, because if it's not in your bank account, you don't see it, because you will use all of that money in your bank account before you get paid again.
I actually have like 3 different accounts spread out, and I only look at one.
Now you like spreading out the money, huh? Now you like having multiple accounts. This is I gotta report a bug to cryptos too. No, I'm just, maybe it's not, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Right here I had alternate every 15 days. Do I got this checked? No, I don't. Let's see. So every 15 I should have an X claiming. Let's see. I hit my 150.
Now when you put that in for me, you didn't add an initial deposit, did you?
The initial was 200, so I can move it to 0.
No. I'm just saying, like, what if I decided to do an initial deposit of $5,000?
It's a great question.
Let's say I take some profits from Trunk.
After it pumps, yeah.
After it pumps.
Yep. So you start with 5K in your futures. We're still going to do that for $400 every paycheck, every 2 weeks. That's the thing too. Real quick, I was just saying, like, I spent $100 just driving home today. That's crazy, right? Like, if you
spent $75 in the parking lot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, before I even got in my car, I just to get in my car, I had to pay some guy I never met before in my life.
But listen, but in all seriousness, like, I did Uber for a little while. Just, I'm not gonna say for fun, but like at the time, my wife went to bed really early, so she would go to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock at night. I would go out and Uber from 10 to 1, and I would make $100 a day.
Yep.
And so, and that was easy peasy, like, very,
You're getting me excited. I need to make that, like I said, I need to make a vlog and just show people it's real and anyone can do it. Like you're just mentioning, man. Just maybe we can make a collective vlog or something showing us, like, just little, that, like we're saying, it's not. There's different side hustles. There's different, if you're at total expenses right now, if your income meets your expenses, learn how to juggle. Sign up for Craigslist birthday parties, stuff like that. I mean, the world's your oyster, right? But this tool is really made for everybody. It's super powerful. That's crazy, right? Well, we're just showing, like we're saying, if you're financially in a spot where you can afford something like this, and completely your whole financial future is completely changed in less than 2 years.
Okay, well, let's look at that $5,000 deposit.
Let me sorry, I was getting distracted with this alternate. I'm just gonna put this one. Hopefully we're on strategy 1. Okay, good. So starting with 5,000, then to hit that balance goal of $150,000, we would be at let's get the little toolbar here. It would take, with a fortnightly compound of $400, 560 days. So a year, what is that? 560 minus 365?
About 18 months.
Right. Divided by, yep. So another 100, so that'd be another 6 months. So 18 months. Yep. That would get you 18 months, starting with $5,000, $400 every 2 weeks. That gets you to a point where, exactly. So let's just check. I don't know what's automating right here. All these C's. We need to X. We need to claim, buddy. I don't know if I butchered it. Let me manually add it in myself. So I'll take these away. Go back to here. So strategy 1. This is right when we hit 150K. So let's just say we did first 7. Let's just do.
Well, I want to give myself a raise. So maybe we should do
2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Okay, so first 20 days would be day 594. And we would do a compound with a fresh deposit of $200. And then we would wait another 10 days to day 304. Was that 4? Yeah. 304 or 604, excuse me. And we do a claim.
And that's how I'll keep growing my balance, right?
Correct. Yep. So you'd get $7,689 your first claim, and that's day 604. So yeah, just roughly 6 months after your start of your journey, you've already taken out your initial, which was $5,000. Yes, you did feed a total. Let's look right here. Total fresh deposits you've put in $21,000, $21,600 over a time span of 2 years or 18 months, less than 2 years, so a year and a half, to qualify, to clarify, and you're already, taking out quite large sums. So let's do this again. So the next 20 days, 624.
Now, will this tell you when you're maxed out and you can't withdraw anymore?
I believe so. And I was going to show you something here. Yeah, it does. Yes, the answer is yes. Let me add 7 more days here in a moment. 10 more days.
Yeah, because that's a big thing. If you're not factoring in, like if you're thinking, oh yeah, I can live off this, and then all of a sudden it stops.
Yeah, exactly. And right here, I was going to mention, if you notice, we're earning 0.45% a day, because the rate limiters have kicked in at this point.
Oh no.
But that's something you have to consider as well, is the amount of compounded funds exceeded the fresh capital, then you hit the rate limiters. So we're at the rate limiters here. But like I said, it's not too bad. You can always, we're talking about, when you get near that end of the cycle, of the life cycle of the futures account, you can start your new one with $5,000 and start your $200 of fresh deposits. But yeah, right here, like you're mentioning, you'll start with $7,600, $8,000, probably a late $8,000, and that's a monthly increase in your salary. So 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, and beyond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. And like you said, you could be Ubering, making your fresh $200 of fresh capital while you're claiming 10 grand a month. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're still providing value. You're still not living off of it. You're still generating.
If you guys haven't done it already, like and subscribe to our channel. So, 2 years from now, I can actually make my $200 compound from this channel.
Right. Look at that. Help AG, help a boy with his dreams today. Very simple.
I'm
app.
just a young boy and I need help.
I learned this. Shout out to
Dream
SK.
big.
I think you got to have 8 characters in your comment. So please don't just leave us a smiley face. Got 8 smiley faces. Okay. We need 8 characters for the algo to see us. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
So does it show when I'll be done?
I've got the custom mark.
What is Hive Mapper? Pete, what is Hive Mapper? Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Pete said get Hive Mapper if you're doing Uber or driving a lot. I was asking what Hive Mapper is.
Hive Mapper. Oh yeah, I've never heard of that. Hive Mapper. I'm not.
Hive. By Beehive. Hive Mapper.
This probably tells you where the hottest spots are, so you can get paid. Like let's see. Yeah, Hive tokens. Oh, this might be something different.
Oh, it's a dash cam that is mapping the world.
Ooh,
oh, I've heard of that.
Never heard of this.
You see SK?
Yes.
Hey, that's some alpha on the show. Trying to make your fresh 200 deposit, drive Uber and get Hive Mapper and print some honey tokens while you ride around town.
I have heard about that. I've seen a couple of YouTube shorts about that.
I think it's genius, and I think it's more genius for the company itself, right? They're selling this dash cam,
and
honey token is pumping.
Is it?
Is it? You checked it out?
Our favorite coin listing site. Let's see. I say that in sarcasm. Let's see. Honey. Woof, it is. Let's see. I wonder what the tokenomics are like on this thing.
Oh God. Look at that sucker.
Yeah. Wow. This must be a relatively new project. This is cool. Pretty cool. It's on Solana too. Uh-oh. Might be a full play. I thought that was fascinating how even the step. Did you guys ever look into step and like those other the walking earn to exercise tokens?
Yeah, I've heard of those.
No, I haven't heard of
Step in. That was the name of this one. Step in. This was on Solana as well. I think we might start seeing a lot of these. I don't know what you call them. Community tokens / they have utility. It's cheap fees, so it's interesting. But step in, this is like a earn, but it fell apart. You bought like tennis shoes and they earned you tokens, but and I'm not sure exactly the whole story, but
listen, Georgia just said lemonade stands. my kid did a lemonade stand, and we were on like the slowest road ever. So when he's all like, "Hey, I want to do a lemonade stand," he's like, he gave me a grocery list, right? So I went and I bought everything he asked for. I handed it to him, and I handed him a bill. He said, "What is this?" I said, "Well, that's your manufacturing cost for your products." And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, that's how much you owe me from your lemonade stand." Right. And it was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, $12 or something. I can't remember what it was. They, no joke, him and his little friend sat out there for 5 hours and they made like $50 after they
Let's
paid me back.
go.
They walked in and paid me in like quarters. But like I was really surprised that they were hustling.
Let's
They started
go.
a little they started a little car washing gig in the neighborhood, and then it was
Look,
fun.
are you telling me right now, Goldwyn? Hold on. You telling me right now, two little kids made a fourth of a fresh compound, in a day, selling
And like
lemonade on
6
the
hours, yeah.
slowest road in town?
And
All
when I'm
right.
telling you, we are like so far from any traffic, it's so crazy.
Yeah. So if those, don't let these little boys outshine you guys. All right. You guys can scrounge together some couch money. So get inspired by these guys. No, I'm just playing, but that's
Listen,
awesome, man. That's a great life lesson too. I like that. Entrepreneurship at a young age is so much fun and helps them get a more accurate view of the world early on, which is great.
So does this blue and red line where it ends? Is that where I know I'm getting cut off on the money?
no, that's just as far as it goes out. I think he only made it to like 2025 or something.
Yeah. Let's
That's
see
just the
here.
end of it.
Because yeah, but like you mentioned, yeah, I just won't hit it. It just goes out to this many
I
years.
mean, Georgia, you could probably just start an OnlyFans and get way
Uh-oh.
more than what he made.
There you
Yeah.
go. Oh, geez.
Uh-oh.
That's funny.
But yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
you're making Zach blush. Oh my.
it's funny because I'm actually working on a protocol just for all creators. So I mean, I think it's awesome at whatever you do to earn your wages and earn your income, it's on you. So it's so cool with the internet. We have things like blockchain technology now too, right? Like you were mentioning, your YouTube channel could earn revenue that you then use for your blockchain to build wealth. And that's also what I can't stress enough too, is these are tools, right? These elephant money is a tool. Bitcoin is a tool, Ethereum is a tool, and you have to use it. And they put up, you know, uh, the ones that don't, there's a little side note too. I was joking with my buddy today. We were looking at Bonk. Have you guys looked up in Bonk a little bit?
No, I think that's in
No.
our news. What I think that's in our news report.
It is. And,
Hold on.
let's go. We
You
can
want
cycle over that in a minute.
let's transition in the news.
Let's do that.
Okay. Let's get into news.
And now it's time for the latest news with Zac Minter on the Rugs to Riches show.
Everyone, as the year has progressed, it's finally time for the big boys in crypto to go to Washington with some big guns. Today, we saw a lot of the crypto titans announce they're starting a super PAC to get congressmen and women on the right side of history by putting influence into the political game. So right here, we can see Crypto Titans launched 2024 election play with $78 million super PAC. They're looking for knowledgeable and experts in the industry to help, draft and promote pro legislation for cryptocurrency. Right here, it says the goal of the effort is to back candidates who support crypto-friendly policy at the moment when the industry is facing intense scrutiny from federal regulators. And so, this is good to see. It's funny right here. It's also, has to mention, of course, following the downfall of crypto mega donor Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF. So everyone, I guess the other crypto guys are saying, hey, SBF seemed to get pretty far doing that. Let's try it out ourselves. What do you guys think about this kind of these kind of crypto guys getting involved on the political side?
I think it's great. I think it's going to help boost the industry, make it move a little bit further, a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Goldwyn?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, there's lobbyists for everything, so why not crypto? Like, how else are we going to level the playing field? I mean, you have all these people lobbying against crypto. So if the crypto community doesn't get, come together, then who's going to fight for us, right?
Yeah. And it's really awesome to see them come into solidarity despite being industry competitors. They all understand their livelihood and their industry is under threat by the US government and by
Mhm.
people like Gary Gensler, individuals who are either bought out or just malicious or ignorant or a mixture of all of the above. They recognize that if they don't, like we're saying, provide influence in Washington, then it's going to go the wayside of SBF type. So I like it. It's like don't hate the player, hate the game. It's always just so funny to me. It's like, oh, we raised $80 million to influence. It's crazy, man. Politics and money. It's something else. And I
The
love
only thing is, do we trust Brian Armstrong?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I like Brian a lot. I just from what maybe he's a good actor, a CEO, but
What are you doing? Picking his nose with your mouse?
he's got a shiny nose here. He's got that Jeff Bezos CEO. Bald, God, I hope I keep my hair, man. Am I gonna have to do this type of I'm trying to be a entrepreneur tech leader. You gotta shave your head. I don't know.
You guys are young men, so you guys haven't started worrying about that yet. But I'm on a daily, like when I get my hair cut, I see how gray it is. I'm like, is it going to come back?
Why did you look at your crotch?
Not my crotch. Oh, you couldn't see me. I forgot.
Yeah.
I was
I'm like, does
at
Aiken's gray down there? I had no idea.
No, that's specifically not gray, actually.
That's bald, right?
But I was wondering. Yeah, I mean, I was wondering. I'm like, do I have an ugly head? Like at some point in time, right? It's going to be like. I mean, my mom wasn't the greatest of moms. She probably dropped me a time or three.
Yeah.
Time or three.
Yeah, definitely. This image he set himself up for some perfect Photoshop too. This light green right there. AG's gonna have some fun later on, making him holding his hands out. Why, Bertha? Why don't you?
Why?
But moving on to our next little story here. We've got the claim the spot Bitcoin ETF will be a bloodbath for crypto exchanges. Analysts say. I always love that analyst says, right? Analyst says Bitcoin's going to 100K. Analyst says recession.
Who's the analyst?
Exactly, man. I want someone needs to change their name to analyst like that. Oh, it's me, they're friend of me. But right here, several industry observers have predicted that a spot ETF could start trading early 2024. So all of this kind of institutional adoption, right? But this is the analyst here, Nate Gerasi. It's so funny how you can write a whole article off of a tweet here. Gonna be a bloodbath for crypto exchanges, right?
Exactly. So earlier we were talking about the ETF, and AG brought up that he heard January 10th one will be approved. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you know about since it's on our list?
I haven't confirmed that date spread around on my little short research, but I could believe it. If that's something you have resources that say that's the source, confirming that, then
let's just here. It's January 10th. I've heard that it's not just one; it's going to be all of them.
Well, I don't know that it'll be all of them. How many are there? There's got to be
at least 13.
Yeah, they're not going to do all at the one time. No way.
That's what I've heard. I heard you had Grayscale that's already approved but got sued to stop it, and so that's just in the waiting ring. And then you have BlackRock, and then you have
well, I don't think is BlackRock having its own ETF. I thought that was Grayscale, Fidelity.
No, Fidelity's got his own. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's at least 13. I want to say it's 23.
I could be wrong. Thought when we talked about it last week about the DTCC.
Yep.
What'd you call me?
I think I called you a lot of things. But the DTCC, I think that's that clue. Once they get that when they get their little ticker on that DTCC, then they have 90 or 120. I think is what I'm. My non-official research is
so Pete's saying the 10th through the 5th through the 10th too. So I'm not crazy. I did hear the 10th. Yeah. I've had a couple people in the chat say that too.
It's exciting, yeah, exciting. And I wanted to kind of get to the crux of this little article here. You know how headlines are. According to Garasi, retail spot ETF buyers and sellers will benefit from the underlying institutional trade execution and commissions. On the other hand, the little guys like us, retail users of crypto exchanges will get retail trade execution and commissions. So he's stressing, the user experience won't be, the higher fees, the slower trade executions. If we're competing against institutional grade ETFs is his argument. So we'll see what happens. And we'll see if we'll have our next kind of Super Bowl right here. Is crypto Super Bowl if they launch the ETFs. Think about that with Super Bowl coming up in February. And crypto starting this kind of next cycle. It'll be interesting to see how the market sentiment is at that time as well. But yeah, that's that story. Kind of jumping over to just continuing the trend of a lot of new capital entering the market. This coincides with Solana's search volume on Google increasing over 250% over the past 2 months. So it looks like Solana has been really hot on Google and for investors getting into crypto as well.
Man, I totally, that kind of pisses me off. I sold all my Solana because I fell into that, camp of listening to all the FUD. I had not a lot, but it's a lot for me. I had 66 or 67 Solana that I bought at like $20.
What did you sell it at?
$22. I sat on it for a year.
We won't tell you it's $76 right now.
I know. I already saw it.
I mean, it's a solid layer one, and it's getting a ton of adoption, ton of the VC pushing the adoption and pushing the hype. I think there's definitely, man, I wait, to really fine tooth pick some of these pumps. I really do think there's, big actors involved. But what I was getting at real quick, Solana, I still have undecided on my final opinion, but I cannot deny their competitive advantage being a non-EVM layer one and having all this adoption, having partnerships with Visa. I'm about to jump over to another story, having a cell phone for native blockchain usage. All these things, man, they're fighting, they're fighting a good fight.
Now, do you think they're going to be the next Ethereum?
That whole narrative, Ethereum killer, like what's going to take over its spot, what's going to be. And, I still just, I never really bought into that either. You never want to be second best. You never want to be the, trying to outcompete or in business or in anything you do in life, you want to be first or different, right? You don't want to be a clone of somebody else. You got to be the first one. You got to be different, right? No, there's no one that has your kind of experience and your input. So with Solana, that first, they're not first, but they're different and they're significantly different. And, for whatever reason that gives them they have a very large developer community. They've got, like I said, I don't know. It looks bright and it's interesting to see. I like looking at the metadata, stuff like this, like looking at the Google search volume and really trying to, see what people are looking and interested in. So
do you think I should be buying more Solana instead of Ethereum?
I think you should just keep focusing on that futures strategy you're talking about. But, now it's if you're looking for fresh capital plays you're looking to maybe have profit for later on. It's we always not we always talk about, but layer one such as like Solana or even Ethereum or Bitcoin, those kind of top 10 coins that have momentum, have utility, have infrastructure, have backing, have VCs. I mean, those are the things you might, I would say are easy bets buying now. While
you shouldn't go with Solana.
I shouldn't?
No, it's up 200% in 60 days. So,
I didn't say I was going to go into it now.
Remember, bouncing off minus, it's 90% low of
right.
270 at the high. So we went down to 20 minus 90% drop, and now, like you mentioned, it's 3x. So it's it's 300% off of a minus 90% drop.
Yeah, 260 was its all-time high. But you talk about those things too. But you got BNB who's still negative for the year, right?
Yeah.
So once the FUD is lifted, BNB is going to go way higher than Solana.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like,
from
yeah.
this point right now. I'm not saying, you know, Solana at its low versus BNB at its low. From this point.
Yeah, and
If
I
you're
would say
talking
that
about
too.
adding gas point.
Don't buy highs, don't buy local tops. Like, you know, I wouldn't buy Solana right now while it's all the rage. Wait, you know, maybe it does go up another whatever, but wait for pullbacks, I would say. But I agree with Goldwyn. BNB, it's just primed to, you know, whenever it is to have that God candle, but it's the one layer one that's not positive for this last year time.
Again, the next question is, what's your time horizon, Alan? You know, are you buying Solana?
I'm trying to retire in 18 months.
Well, it's not going to be Solana.
Stick to a sure thing.
Solana's not going to retire you in 18 months.
Well, damn.
Yeah, Solana, like I've used their blockchain a lot. I liked Step Finance. That's like a aggregator, so you could see all your farms and see things. The Step token had some crazy inflation. Oh my gosh, it was like, you know, a 10,000%. But I was like, oh wow, this is an official launch. Like I think they're one of the I have to go look at my notes now, but they were, you know, heavily invested in by other like Solana Foundation and such. So I was like, this is crazy, this crazy inflation. It's a really good DApp, so beautiful, clean, all this. But that token, oh my gosh, it minus 9.99999%. But that was one. And there's a few other on Solana I've enjoyed. There's Tulip Finance, which is a farm aggregator. I used them for a long time. I don't use them now. But Solana, there's a lot of development, a lot of community. I'm not fading them too much. I'm not, like I said, right now I'm not exposed, but it might be something to think about. But I still agree. BNB is probably a better play.
Well, I think that's what I'm going to focus on just for that. Because
Solana
if it does have that,
Solana was one of my biggest wins last cycle.
Oh, was it? I thought Theta was for sure.
Well, I never sold Theta, so that's not percent.
Yeah, you did take profits. Yeah.
So Solana, I literally bought at 80 and sold at 240. So
that's great.
That's really good. That's really good.
And you could do it again now. Buy at 76, sell at 240 again. There you go.
Yeah, just BT, if you're listening, let's get this elephant token pumping. I sold all my Cardano. I sold all my Solana. Sold all my Polkadot. What else did I sell, Chris? I sold something else. I sold everything, and I went into elephant.
Hey, I think you're gonna be.
And then we had a pullback.
Yeah, you'll be happy with that.
I sold my house.
He's not lying.
Nice. Jumping on to some, I guess, more unfortunate news. 4 U.S. nationals charged in an $80 million pig butchering crypto scam.
What?
So 4
pig
U.S.
butchering?
Pig butchering is a term used when an individual pretends to like it means basically scamming. So people pretend to be a female and give like romantic attention, or they try to basically slowly butcher the pig like a rich person. Hey, give me some money. Hey, give me some money. Hey.
Gold digger.
And gold, sure.
So I would like to point out that this is not spelled right, since we want to blame me whenever I misspell shit all the time on my banners.
What happened?
Did I misspell something in the text I sent over to AG? I probably did.
I don't know. Is that not right? Is butchering's not spelled that way, is it?
I don't know.
Am I crazy?
No, the I and the T are flip flop.
Jesus, man. Can't take you anywhere, AG.
Hold on, let me look in the text. Power went out. There we go.
So right here, the defendants, Luz Zhang, 36 of California, Justin Walker, 31 of California, Joseph Wong, 32 of California, Zhu, 40 of Napier, Illinois, have been charged with conspiracy to commit money laundering, concealment money laundering, international money laundering. So what they were able to find, they were operating a fraudulent operation with the 4 of them opening shell companies, bank accounts to carry out these pig butchering scams, transferring the ill-gotten funds to domestic and international financial entities. So they face up to 20 years in jail. Man, throw the whole book at them. So man, I've got so many stories about scammers. It'll make your head spin. But It's so sad when these people hurt innocent people. But right here,
Yeah.
they've taken over $80 million from victims, and then they're able to find 20 million, I guess, here. And this is also saying it's following on the tail end of this Nigerian national named Eze Harrison Arinizi was sentenced to 3 years in prison for doing something similar to 34 victims, leading to $600,000 in losses. So right here, this sorry, to give more context with that pig butchering, like I was kind of describing. So it falls under the category of so-called romance investment scams, where people are targeted via dating apps under fictitious identities to gain their trust and dupe them into investing their money in seemingly legitimate and profitable ventures, typically promising high investments with a short time span. So guys out there, when that cute girl DMs you on Telegram and says hello or assalamu alaikum, right? Don't fall for it. Okay. They're trying to make you your friend and butcher you like a pig, like these people over here. So, and right here it says, once they've received a substantial sum from their victims, the scammers will suddenly become unreachable, or they'll, run away. So same old story. Protect your funds, protect your keys. There are no free airdrops. Don't click on bad links. Don't fall for a girl who's going to tell you she's going to double your money thanks to this cool trading professor she's working with who took her $10,000 to $1 million in a week. All right. Just use your common sense. Any thoughts on this, gentlemen?
I'm just blown away that I misspelled that.
You're blown away. What?
Douchebags, man. That's just crazy. Like, it's amazing how often in discard any question in discard, bang, it's sport ticket. That's their new thing now.
Yeah. Yeah, watch out for that. So that's a great one. If they DM you support ticket, hello, I'm a representative from XYZ, that's a scam. No, it's not. Bank teller will not call you. If you see bank teller's icon on your phone, don't go, hey, wife, oh my God, that guy, he's calling me. I'm gonna talk to him real quick. All right.
So I've noticed, because of this story, pig butchering. That's a cool term. I never even heard of that before, but I'm gonna start using it. But I've noticed in the chat that there'll be a lot of Asian women, I guess, that'll post in the group chat, and they'll just say hi, and I'm like, that is such a scam. Like, what? Like, who falls for that?
I say hi.
You guys see it?
Time.
Do you?
I'm supposed to say hi? I say hi all the time.
Well, they're always like hi.
Yep.
They put like a little bunny rabbit, like saying hi. I'm like, stop.
And you know exactly. Like, so you click it, it's a little Asian girl, says hi, you click it, and then she's got 40 photos of her. And dude, this is some dude in his mom's basement trying to get your elephant from you.
It's so obvious. And I don't know what people fall for that, but whatever.
Yeah, it's sad. And look at these 4 guys were able to orchestrate $80 million over, I think it said 350 victims. And that just goes to show, we talk about this a lot in the herd. I can't, guys, we've been hurt more from lack of education than any scammer. The exploit was very, painful and difficult. But what I'm getting at is that's the biggest thing. Educate yourself. Listen to shows like this. Really understand not your keys, not your crypto. Understand security. But because there's been so many. I bet there's, I wouldn't say $80 million, but maybe $800,000 to $5 million worth of funds scammed from the herd. I would easily say that figure is
that very first drop before the exploit was a scam, right? That was how much was that? I mean, that was right before AG and I joined.
The airdrop where people were getting
the airdrop.
Yeah. So if for guys unfamiliar, people would get put into, and this is why we also always remind individuals, update your Telegram settings so that you don't get added to random groups. But at the time, it just seemed that for whatever reason, people could add you to groups very easily, even if you maybe had that setting on. And so unfortunately, a lot of the herd got added to a lot of Telegram groups. We had just hit all-time high, and I think there was like a drop a little bit. So people get panicky and they see, oh, now there's going to be a free airdrop. And so people people get emotional, make crazy moves. And that ended up, costing the herd a ton of elephant tokens, in which scammers then took those elephant tokens, market sold, further dumping the price, further causing fear, and extracting those funds from the herd. So yeah, that's something, like you said, happened not too long ago in recent memory, and I mean, so millions. I didn't even include that with my comment a moment ago. So definitely, just guys, there's no. This is not. I don't know what else to say. Like you're saying, like what words do you try to tell someone who would fall for this type of thing? Like talk to girls in real life. I don't know, guys. Don't try to meet them online. So that's what we got here. Moving next to next one we got. It looks like there's a new kind of crypto insider trading. SEC might take a look at these traders, experts say. So this stems from. Let me go down here. I never can pronounce this platform. It's been around for a while. You guys know how to pronounce it? Hedgic?
I've never even seen it before.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, let me pull them up. Yeah, they're options protocol. That's what. So one-click options trading, stay anonymous, trade freely, and enjoy zero fees on Hedgic. So you can buy call and put options and stuff like that. So right here, so crypto's derivatives trading platform Hedgic recently made millions of dollars by placing a trade of its own, loading up on tokens issued by an affiliate project. The strategy paid off in days, and then they shut down the smaller business. So what they basically
is that kind of like what SPF or whatever his name is, Sam Bankman-Fried, was doing, taking money from one project and moving it over to Alameda?
Alameda was first, so I think they were different companies, but Alameda was like trading. And the big thing that Alameda was doing is they knew where everybody else's position was. So how me and you got screwed in Celsius, it's because Alameda knew what Celsius's liquidation point was. So they were driving the market down to try to liquidate Celsius. So it was unfair trading practices. They knew that all the loans that were on FTX, they knew the liquidation point, right? So let's say Alameda lost $500 million, right, in trading, right? Now they know that, hey, if we can liquidate Celsius, that's $1 billion we're going to get. So they had this spat over the Luna thing, where Celsius pulled out and sold their Luna ahead of everybody else to try to protect their investors. Well, that made them mad, right? Because those big five or whatever had that pact of, we're not going to sell our Luna to try to protect Luna. And when Celsius sold it, it kind of stuck a dagger in them. So they said they turned on Celsius, and they knew that Celsius had loans for $1 billion, and they knew the liquidation point. So if Alameda could have sank the market enough, and that's what Celsius had to do, they then had to fight to keep the market high enough to where they could start paying their loan back to lower their liquidation fee. And because Alameda knew that, let's say their liquidation was 40,000, I don't know what it is. Alameda knew if they could drive the market down below that 40,000, now they would profit because they had the loans. They would now have all of Celsius's Bitcoin. So it was,
it's using that, you have so much financial power that you're able to put, move markets in such a way to, like we're talking about, literally take over a company's assets.
So are you guys familiar with poker, online poker?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever hear of Full Tilt?
I did, and I know where this is going. Yes, Full Tilt, a famous poker site that had tons of players, had tons of professional players. Yep.
So they had all these professional players playing on Full Tilt. Yeah. Well, they knew the cards that everybody had. So full Tilt, instead of it being randomized, the people that were actually playing, the professionals who probably didn't need an advantage anyway, could see everybody else's cards. Right?
That's a pretty big advantage right there. Pretty big one.
Yeah. You don't even have to be a professional. You could just
right.
Yeah.
So Full Tilt got caught, and it was millions of dollars, and they got busted for fraud, and the owners had to pay back and all that stuff. Well, that's exactly what Alameda was doing. They were playing poker with everybody else, but they had full range of knowing what everybody else was playing.
And did
Now,
you know that the lawyer from Full Tilt, he was hired by FTX, I think. That was the
yeah,
same
I did hear
guy.
that.
I didn't
He
know
worked.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear
And
that.
how is that guy not? It's
Actually,
crazy.
was it the same lawyer, or was it did he get hired on to be the like a CFO or
That's
something like
it.
that?
Yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah,
that.
it
He's
was a
like the CFO of Full Tilt, ended up being the CFO of FTX.
yeah.
What?
Mm.
Is there just like this like telegram of DGen C-suite
Yeah,
executives?
they have a LinkedIn on shady ass people.
Yeah, people who really
Uh,
it's insane. And I wanted to kind of finish up with this story here.
yeah,
So the platform itself, so it says could reap $17 million because of a highly profitable trading strategy executed by its pseudonymous developer Molly Wintermute. She's the sole developer of Hedgic and its less popular platform Whiteheart. So late last month, Molly gave up on developing Whiteheart. And a message on the Discord server that Hedgic and Whiteheart share, Molly said Whiteheart would return its $28 million treasury to investors to shut down. So let me tell you a side note runtime. This is how I made a 300% return with something similar. I mentioned this on the show once before or a few times, but with Snowbank, which was a decentralized project on Avalanche. But they also had an announcement that they were liquidating their treasury, and I took advantage of that. I bought the blood, and when they liquidated the treasury, I actually got a larger share based off buying equity, buying the token. No, the token's worth $170, but it was backed by $200 of value. So what
oh, really?
they let you redeem all your tokens, and yeah, that's how they ended the
Mm.
project. So this is kind of what similar happened here, but on a bigger scale. So right here, they're going to return their $28 million to investors and shut down. Right, they announced that. So because of that news, the redemption news caused Whiteheart's token to rally sixfold to $3,500 under heavy buy pressure from arbitrageurs. Right, some people looking to come buy the equity of the company to then be able to um, exchange it for the treasury value. So they were able to eager for a piece of the treasury liquidation, a process Hedgic is facilitating. So, but no one is profiting more than Hedgic. The protocol's treasury, which is separate from Whiteheart's, bought nearly 1/3 of the White's token supply 3 days before the shutdown announcement.
Oh.
Uh,
Mm.
according to blockchain data, can't lie on the
Can't
blockchain.
lie on the
Okay,
blockchain.
that's right. Bad idea there, bud. This ain't TradFi. You can't do that same, and get a. That's. I mean, this is also what always blows my mind. They were able to find this damning evidence like that because why? It's on the blockchain. Traditional finance, years, lawyers, papers, documents, years, and then pay a fine. Here we have truth and we know a lot, we can see what happens. Anyway, I always like that a lot. But speed. Money loves speed. Between that purchase and another in September, it can lay claim to almost half of the Whiteheart treasury, $17 million of Ethereum. So, it doesn't take a scholar to step back and say, I don't know,
Yeah.
that seems a little bit morally ambiguous, to have that insider knowledge and take action on it. So anyway, that's the crux of this. There's some more details here, but what do you guys think about, projects and I guess, when it comes to SEC or I guess law enforcement getting involved with, I don't know, bad actors in the crypto space? It's a good thing, I think. I think it's good that we have accountability and it shows developers if you just act according to, a goodwill and good faith, you'll have no issues. But if this sends a message to developers trying to play a game and try to gamify or whatever, it shows that, hey, that there will be enforcement action.
Well, it only works if they're in countries that they can get to. If you
Fair.
got North Korea playing games, trying to steal people's identities and money and hacking you, and people in Russia or something, then it doesn't really help. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah, for the people in the U.S., for sure.
yeah. So that's a interesting discussion. So definitely, stay involved. If you were in their Telegram, you might have heard about the announcement early and maybe got yourself some of those Whitehead tokens and got yourself a piece of that treasury. But don't do it if you're the project leader.
Yeah.
But moving on to back to some Solana news. Bonk, which is a meme coin on Solana, which let's pull up the chart real quick. I do not own any, unfortunately. Man, forget all this.
Bonk.
The only meme token I know is elephant token, right? But
Trunk
man,
is the meme token.
oh, you're right. You're right. Meme token. You want to see a chart, AG? Don't fall out of your seat, okay? Hold on to your chair. You ready?
Yeah,
You
let's
ready?
see it. Let's see it. Bonk. Oh my
Okay, scratch
god.
a little bit.
it's,
think
it's a straight up line.
I saw an
Oh my
article.
gosh.
I saw an article, some guy down here when the market cap was like, I forgot what. He probably got in down here. He put 16,000 in. Guess how much it was at peak?
Oh my god.
16,000. Oh, I would say 35 million.
How much do you think Goldwyn?
$160 million.
Yeah, I think it was 30 million, yeah, or something like that.
Oh,
Let's
I was
see.
close.
Or let's see. It might have been 10 million. Sorry, let me see. Bonk.
Oh, I was not close.
16,000.
Closer than me.
Yeah, man, I know. Right here. Yep. Trader turned 16,000 to 10 million after Bonk soars. Oh my god.
Did he
I love
sell?
it.
Did he sell? That's the question. Did he sell? When did he
Yeah.
sell?
Let's see.
Yeah, did he
Unrealized
profit?
profit loss. 5 million. Let's see. Screenshot of his unrealized Bybit. An ex-user called Lawlets Laugh has been ranking in huge, but still unbooked profits using a 6-6 bet on Bonk. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like AG said, Theta. Like I bought Theta at I think 20 cents. I think it was at 20 cents. At one point in time,
that's really good. Good entry.
I'm still up at like 5x. But when me and AG first started talking, Theta, my wallet for just Theta was $160,000.
That's awesome. Yep.
Right, and I didn't sell any.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Now
learned our lessons. Now we're
But
going
now
to
when that happens again, you'll have futures and you'll be able to have a place to store it. I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, I learned a lot in that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I still believe in technology. That's the other thing is I really believe in Theta. So that's not one. Like I've sold off all the things that I don't believe in for the most part. Like I still have Theta. I still have Polkadot. I still have Zilliqua. I still have Veracity. I still have a bunch of Veracity because it's a staking coin.
It's good. Yeah. And kind of with this Bonk news, to come back to this, so Bonk Surge sends the price of the Solana Saga phone flying to $2,000.
Oh,
so
wow.
it says the sealed and unopened boxes contain an air. So if you bought a Saga box, there was 30 million Bonk tokens that were airdropped on it. So
that's awesome.
So the phone itself you could arbitrage. You could buy it for $600, and it looks right here. It'll show you. It gives you the details.
That's funny.
The phone itself costs $600, but when the airdrop of Bonk, it was worth $700 on the phone. So a small arbitrage. But yeah, can you imagine that? You had 50 of these Solana phones. You're like, hey, I got money on these phones. Who wants some? This phone, have you guys heard about anything about this phone, the Saga phone?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's basically a project funded by the Solana Foundation. I'm not sure what they call themselves, but yeah, it's a phone. I think it's Android. See the Google on the bottom, but it's like an iPhone. Excuse me, it's not iPhone. Excuse me, it's a blockchain phone. It's a Solana blockchain phone. So you can see here in the little picture, you've got your little ghost icon, which is the Phantom wallet. You got a DApp store. So it's literally a mobile phone that is Web3 friendly. That's their goal. And in this article, it gives you some more details that it's not been, that well received on the market, but because of this whole Bonk news, of course, they all started flying off the shelves. But we'll kind of go through this article here. So, see that. So the hype of Bonk, which seemingly has revived the dismal Saga sells. So, and it's crazy too. Think about those guys who are somehow flipping the phone for $5,000 with only $700 of Bonk on it. But anyway, so it's been deemed a failure by its makers. But now, with them being resold, it's saying here that the sales of Solana Saga phones backed up last week as some arbitrageurs, yada yada. So, Bonk's going crazy. Right here, we haven't seen a ton of signal whether that's a compelling enough thing to sell 50,000 units, because I think that was the first run of this phone, 50,000 phones. I think 25,000 to 50,000 units to see if there's a hardcore developer base, etc. And right here, when they launched the phone, it was $1,000, and now they've cut the price to $600.
Nice.
So that's something I want to get one, man. That's a piece of history, Like,
leave
I'm
it
not
in the
even like a
box,
big.
bro. Right?
Sorry.
Leave it in the box. Right?
Yeah, leave it in the box. Yeah,
Right?
that's a good point. There. Yeah.
Good.
Now, I was gonna say, yeah, there's gonna be definitely Solana fans, and it's a piece of technology. It's like buying like an Apple computer, and or a Tesla, and just putting it on the shelf, kind of thing. I think definitely it's not your thing to use it, but I would like to even maybe try to use it for a while just to see. That's how they get you into the Solana fanboy phase, I guess. They hook you in. But
yeah,
would you guys be interested in like a blockchain phone, something more, I guess something easier to use than like MetaMask or SafePal on your phone, something that's built with that kind of integration?
I would have to see it and play with it, because honestly, I don't know how it could actually be better than just an app on my phone already. You know,
like what security does it have? Why? What is the reason to have that phone? Like it would have to not have Google. It would have to not have anything Apple related. Like it would have to have not anything IBM or Microsoft. Like I would be interested in that. If there was no tracking information.
Yeah.
That's the things that would interest me.
Yeah, it would have to be better than what I have already, and what I have now is pretty user friendly, and I enjoy it.
Very true. Like we were talking about, first or different. While being first in their field, it might be not different enough, right? Like you're saying, what functionality does it give me that just downloading a free app doesn't give me? So good questions. I haven't done too much DYOR on this yet, so that's something I can look into. But those are those stories I had for this week. Thought there was a pretty good mix of both. Pig butchering, don't fall for romance scams, and hey, Solana's doing good, and bloodbath for Bitcoin ETF for the
Yeah,
future.
no, I loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed the new segments we've been doing. With the money lines with Goldwyn and latest news. It's what?
It's rough.
It's rough.
That's right. As content creators out here, hey, we're making it happen though.
Yeah, we're trying some new things, trying to spice it up a little bit. So leave a comment. Tell us what you like and what you don't like, and what you think we can improve on. I mean, that'd be, feedback is key. So
who would you like to see on the show? What kind of guests? So we can reach out to them. We're gonna have DeFi J on. He's a newer content creator for Elephant, but he had a recital or something he forgot about. So
what did he have? A recital?
Something. Yeah, one of his kids had a something.
He's really good at singing.
Swimming lessons. They had night caroling. I'm not sure what they had. DeFi shout out.
Yeah.
We got to get the Coin Hunter and Layla on the show. Have a karaoke night. You got some hype on you.
Who is the guy that you were talking about? The that did his YouTube.
Little Bubble.
Oh, Little Bubble. Yeah, let me pull him up. Is my screen still shared right now?
Yeah, Little Bubble. Is that his? Oh, yeah.
No, you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the guy. Like a few weeks ago, you told me he cusses a lot, and lives in a van down by the river.
Shout out to Blockchain is what's for best. When are you coming on the show, brother? Come on the show. Blockchain is what's for best.
Blockchain, what is for best? Yeah, I have to look him up. You guys send me his link so I can check him out.
All right, he'd love to come on the show. He's coming on. That would be a crazy show.
Let's get him. Let's get him.
But Lil Bubble here, yeah, he's a crypto rapper. He's got some, I love it because he's organic, right? 31,000 subscribers. You'll get all the memes. It's all crypto stuff.
Yeah.
Some of these are really good too. Some of them are like, oh, it's pretty good.
Listen, if he didn't do one for Drip,
he didn't. He's more mainstream stuff. Drip. We're still in this tiny bubble in the corner of
right, a little bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I was even thinking that, or what was I reading the other day? because they're just still talking about how the global market cap for the entire cryptocurrency market is 1.7 trillion, I think, roughly right now, with a high of 3 trillion last cycle, and just talking about how it's hilarious. Trillions of dollars, whoa, big number, but that's still peanuts on the financial global scale. And even like I said, when we talk even more specific with elephant money or any of this DeFi stuff, we're talking 100,000, hundreds of thousands of people who have the knowledge or know about how to interact with these sort of things. So yeah, each one's powerful, but I'm excited, guys. I'm mad I missed these money lines. Do you have any good if you could fill me in quickly, any good insights this week?
Well, we're at
Fill us in.
1.6 trillion. Is where we are for market cap.
1.68.
Hey, how come every time Zac mentions something news, we get some do?
Well, are we talking about elephant?
I mean, Jesus.
Now let's take a look at the charts and see how the crypto market is looking this week with Goldwyn. This is Money Lines on the Rugs to Riches show.
Man, I know I'm the boomer, but give me a break.
What do we got going on? Let's do a recap. Since
recap, I don't know. It was pretty rough the first time.
Well, it's a little bit easier now that you went through it already. Zac wasn't here for us, so let's give him a quick recap.
Yeah, give me the TLDR. Yeah. like every guy in crypto. Come on, Win Moon. Tell me the answer. Give me what I want. Take.
Right.
Win Moon.
This is a total market cap. As you can see, the green line is $1.6 trillion. We are currently in an uptrend. Next.
Let's go. That's a W.
Are you next? Oh, I have to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This is Bitcoin. I'm not sure what the green line represents. That's our ceiling. I don't know what it's at. 47,000. We are currently in an uptrend, which is good, which we've been there since January. So that's pretty good. We're in a 12-month uptrend. That's definitely a good sign. 47,000. That's what we got to break. We break and hold resistance. We're going to 100K. Next.
100K. All right.
Why 100? Let me ask you that real quick. Is that just you think the biggest? Well, not 69K. There's not going to be any resistance there, or
yeah, there will be resistance at that 69,000. But once
I think it's just a little toasty.
Yeah,
100K. We're going.
Let's go. Let's go. 300K. Let's keep it going. How are we stopping?
Give me some more alcohol.
Let me
living it up right now.
Well, we should pull this up. I sent you guys this today on Telegram. The original hold. Did you guys see that? The original hold meme. Share my screen. Let me share my screen.
Hodl. Yeah, hodl.
Hodl. Yeah, hodl.
Hodl.
Listen, wait, hold on, Zac.
Oh, I'm sorry for stealing the show. Back to you.
No, hold on. He's
boomer's waking up again. He's getting angry.
He's ragging on me for being toasty. Hey, what did we get late night?
Huh?
What did we get? Like 5 days ago. What did we get on our late night text? You have it.
Oh. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, the hibachi text.
Yeah. Oh, we got to pull that up.
Yeah, pull it up. Let's start that. Your wife sent us this.
Don't show my screen yet. Take my screen away.
Okay,
yeah. AG, this is some secret intel that you didn't know we had on you. Your wife sent us this.
Yeah.
Oh, she did, huh?
This young man right here that I'm about to pull up needs to call his keeper. So what do you call it? Your caregiver. Come get this man back inside.
Yeah. Call me toasty.
Yeah. It's good. I gotta find these evidence here. Let's see. You gotta hear somewhere. Dun. Can you want to finish up with your money line? That's your show while I pull this breaking news up.
Yeah, let's go. Where are we at? Is this elephant? No, this is still BTC uptrend.
Yeah, here's
break.
There's elephant.
Okay, elephant. The big thing is we need to break that green line. I think that once Bertha gets turned back on, what I think BT really needs to do is he needs to give a countdown. He needs to tell people, hey, I'm going to turn this on at whenever, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or whatever, whoever it is, because then we'll run up. Once we break that green down line, then we're off to the races. That's at approximately 34 cents. So once we break that green downline trend line, if we can break it right there at the green and yellow line, that would be even better. That's resistance and resistance. That's double resistance. It's gonna be really
Double resistance.
hard. Resistance is futile. Trunk grinding down, waiting for Bertha to be turned on. Once Bertha's turned on, we start mooning. We'll be back to 20 cents by February.
You know, just to go back, we're talking about futures and stuff, but I got to give a little bit extra special love to Trunk because, man, it's like with all the infrastructure behind it, it's buying a meme token. We already, have so much history, so much, already have a ton of holders. So, I mean, I'm super excited. And after this call, I don't know, I might have a little Uber ride in my future.
Listen, hey, look, I'm telling you right now, Trunk has more holders than Elephant, 100%.
Yeah, very true. And
You think?
and
yes,
and,
100%.
And that's the thing too. Right now, if you make $100, worth of USD value, that's buying 1,000 trunk, 10-1, over 10-1. That's with enough time horizon, enough delay. We're
Time
talking
horizon.
that time horizon, right? You're making 10x your income, by buying trunk right now. It's like we talked about. There's no question that over time with the buy and the burns, it's going to deflate, and we're going to see it go above and beyond $1, no question. So,
Well, here, I mean, think about this, Zach, too. We're talking about time horizon. So let's say take a year, right? So Christmas next year. You buy a trunk right now, $1,000 worth of trunk right now. Time horizon, it hits $1 in 1 year. But you have that sitting in Trumpet. And Trumpet in the next year, Trumpet's going to double in the next year, right? It's going to go from that 2.5 to 5 in the next year, in my opinion, with especially a 50% burn.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's a conservative estimate because Trumpet's current APR prior to Bertha turning off was 125%. So yeah, that was while that's the redheaded stepchild of Elephant Money. So imagine it being not, being the new version that it's becoming. So I could see that easily, like you mentioned, 2.5 Trumpet ratio going up to 5 or something more.
So now that's a 20x in 1 year.
Woof. So maybe I should buy that instead of B&B.
If you're doing 400, and even with the future strategies, maybe you did 200 in trunk and trumpet and 200 in futures, right? So the futures is like the guaranteed, but trumpet is more of a higher risk, higher reward. But that was, I made a video on this, and BT gave me a shout out to BT. I made a video like top 3 secret ways to earn with Elephant Money, and the redemption queue was a topic I talked about in that video because the redemption queue, although it wasn't sexy, right, was a 5x on your money or more, or a little bit less, 4x, 3x, depending on when you got your trunk. But that's just, you can't beat that in like pretty much any financial application. So something like trumpet or trunk right now, even you just can't beat it. Yeah, I love that example of that 20x right there. I could see it happening in a year, probably, or something around.
I mean,
there.
But listen, don't sell Elephant short, because in a year, Elephant can be more than 20x.
That's exactly. It's all about, you want to pack your bags, make your thesis, and don't overtrade, right? There's people who are like, I put in 10,000 to Elephant because it was going up % a day, and now it's down 20%, and now I'm going to start a futures, and now I'm going to go try this bonk coin, and then you have $0.
That's such a weird
every day. Happens every day.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing all 3 of us up here have, we packed our Elephant bags first.
Yeah.
Right. Like I know that we talk about futures, and we talk about trunk, and we talk about NFTs, but we all have
the biggest position in Elephant. Yeah, exactly. 100%. And it is funny you mentioned that. Like it's like the meat potatoes. We talk about potatoes every stream, but yeah, Elephant is the best product. Even still, I'm comparing to other tokenomics. It's still the best tokenomics. Yeah, it's exciting, guys. I'm really excited. Let's play some more bets. We were all betting men, it sounds like, each week to week. When is BT pressing the button? once he sending this update for futures, sending this update for Trump together, is it separate?
I'm thinking
When's
next
Bertha
week.
coming back on? That's the real question. When's Bertha coming back online?
Wednesday.
I think Wednesday would be nice. It'd be
Wednesday,
fun.
Twitter Spaces.
I like you
We
mentioned.
gotta say it.
Shoot my shot. Wednesday, Twitter Spaces.
Shoot my shot.
There's so much power of momentum. So, like you're saying, if there's ability to generate excitement and let people, I'm so big on. Let's talk about this. BT. Let's give announcements. Let's give a 5-day update, and even if it's ready to launch right now, still don't launch it. Say, hey, in 5 days. So then everyone tells their buddy. They text them. Hey, did you hear Bertha's coming back online in 5 days from now?
Right? If he waits 5 days, though, you might have that God candle, and we don't want that.
It's that risk to reward and whatever. Like that's fair. And also maybe
that's still gonna be fine, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be a win-win if our underlying collateral goes up 50% in a day. Ooh, that's a great day. Yeah.
I mean, BNB is up 4% since 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've had this kind of pump and now we're back into that accumulation recently, with Bitcoin kind of hanging out around 43, 44. So, and everyone, is this the local top that we're going to break through? And so it's exciting. But yeah, to kind of circle back, we've got some pretty crazy videos that came in on a text message at wee hours in the morning. You go ahead and share my screen. Tell me when it's up.
What do we got going? Oh my God.
Check this guy right here. I don't know if you guys can hear this all right, but we got Mr. AG himself. Look at you, man, with that spatula. Let's see it. Can he do it? Oh!
Saki.
Saki, man, where was this at, man? Are you in the hibachi grill outside? What?
Yeah, that was at my boss's house, and they had a hibachi. I guess a mobile hibachi people.
Your boss in the elephant.money, man. Gosh, man, this.
Yeah, look at this house, bro.
Yeah, it's nice. It's fun.
That could be how you get your fresh deposits. Maybe you can be a traveling hibachi grill man. That's your next kind of side gig for $200 a week.
What all do you have over there? How did you get these?
Yeah, man. What's going on right here? Trying to get two.
What in the hell?
Looks like it's more sake.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Looks like you're making some scramble eggs there, my man. That's awesome. I love that suit too, man. Hey, you got to bring it on. Yellow and red. I like it. That Christmas red suit. It's a good one. But then we got one more here. Hold on. I got one more for you.
One more.
But this is before or after the egg started flying, man.
Look how red I look.
Your face is as red as your suit.
Oh my god.
The sake was flowing, man. The sake was flowing.
Oh my gosh, man. That looks like a ton of fun, man. It looks like y'all had a great time.
It was fun, man. They had a water gun full of sake. They were walking around shooting people.
I feel like that would be my job if I work for them in the group. They'll be cooking at the hibachi grill. I'll be the water gun guy.
Yeah.
You guys do the cooking. I'll do the setup and the shoot the gun, the prep and the takedown.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Fun times, man. Fun times.
Here, I'll go ahead and share. Here, take my screen away again. Tell me when I'm out of the clear.
Oh, take your screen away.
Yeah, go ahead, take me away again real quick.
What else you got?
I'm gonna pull up, like I mentioned earlier. I said next week. Now we're doing it live. We're doing it now. Let's pull up that keyboard cleaning today. Let's see what damage I had underneath. Let's see if I got it here. Dun dun dun. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of embarrassed actually. Should we show this?
Yeah,
do we have to put the 18 plus or whatever? If I don't know.
Are we ready?
Go ahead, show them.
Oh my god.
Look at this.
That's so disgusting.
Dude, this is where I made all my money in crypto on this device right here that you're looking at.
That's your shed epidermis.
Dude, that's crazy, right? I guess I do get kind of dry.
Look how
skin.
hairy it is.
That's what I was gonna say. I go when I see the coin pumping and I don't have enough yet, I go like this, and all my hair falls out into the keyboard, right? Like, oh my God, it's pumping. I didn't accumulate enough. And so, yeah, that's all that. I found like a little fly. I was surprised I didn't find too many. I only found one little fly over here. My buddy, he cleaned this. I got, you know, what do you call it? Motivated because my buddy told me he cleaned his recently. He found a dead cockroach underneath.
Ah,
I was like,
that's
oh
so
my,
gross.
how did, so you've been dancing on his body the whole time with your, like,
you hear it crunching underneath. Correct.
yeah, I should have took an after photo, but at least, you know, rest assured this is all now gone.
All right. Hey, Zach. Brent had a question. He said, before BT pushes the button, should he buy more NFTs, M, or trunk? Brent, the first question is, are you happy with your elephant bag?
Never.
So we don't want to ask specifics. Have you reached whatever goal you have set, whether it be, let's say, 10 billion or 100 billion elephant? That's the first question we would have for you.
Mm-hmm.
The second question is,
Are you sharing my screen?
in?
Sorry, you can stop sharing my screen.
Are you heavier in NFTs or trunk? And actually, if you have trunk, it should be in trumpet. Period. So those are synonymous. We assume if you have liquid trunk, it's in trumpet. So Brent, we need those answers before we can answer your question.
I would say for Brent, I've talked to him a little bit. Shout out to Brent. What's going on, homie? Thanks for tuning in. I think Brent, because I know we've talked a lot, he really likes futures. Brent he's been compounding. He has his strategy. We've talked back and forth. Brent's like, you know, he's one of the guys I've met and like actually really was able to have the aha moment. And like, he's been very aggressively building his futures. I'm really excited for him. And so from what I know to speaking with him, I think you'll really like Trumpet, man. I know you've got some NFTs. He loves NFTs as well. And he has elephant bag. So, you know, I think trunk is something he's not exposed to. Trumpet and trunk is not something he has exposure to. So definitely I would, before he presses the button with that $1 million buyback, that's going to pump Bertha from the NFT mints. So elephant will pump, but so will probably everything else. So, you know, not financial advice, but I would consider looking into buying trunk. And like Glowin mentioned, no need to hold it bare, mint trumpet, and you'll be continuing building your cash flow just like with futures.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Yeah. It's getting a little late. I still got to go to work tomorrow. BT won't let me retire yet.
Yeah.
So,
that's right.
Georgia said night a long time ago.
Yeah. I'm going to be rolling into work tomorrow all slow and, you know, groggy. And she's going to be like, stay up too late on your YouTube channel. That's what she'll say.
Oh my gosh. You get beat up by us here on stream, then you go into work, get beat up by them. And
yeah. Oh God. I tried getting her to come on the show, but she wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know. Suggesting she makes the OnlyFans. I don't know why she's not doesn't want to come on the show and hang out with us.
She says she would maybe sell some feet pics or something, but her husband wouldn't let her. So
feetfinder.com.
Feetfinder.com.
Like he knows the URL by heart.
That's right.
What's the jingle?
I don't like feet.
Just toes.
No.
They gotta be in a shoe. They can't just be.
That's right. A little one, a little shoe.
All right, guys. You guys have a good one. This has been great, and please leave a like in the comment. Leave a comment telling us what you liked about the show. This is our new format. We're slowly adding new things to the show as time goes on. But yeah, we want to hear your feedback, and always teach one, and be blessed, man. We are like 6 months away from a really big bull market. I am so psyched.
So pack your bags now. Pack your bags now.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you. See you next week.
Yep. See you next week. Merry Christmas to you guys next week. We won't see you.
Merry Christmas.